I'm a billionaire god, and the star senior sister is chasing after me. Senior, you're amazing. Senior, you're wonderful. I can't sleep every night thinking about you. Senior's waist is a deadly blade. Senior's legs are the ghosts that chase you to your death. Today's weather is rainy, but at this moment, my heart is warm. In the auditorium of Jiangcheng University, the place was buzzing with voices. Yi Yang, sit down quickly. Senior, when is about to come out? A chubby guy beside him yanked a handsome boy down into his seat, looking excited. Yi Yang, don't mind them calling you a simp. Look at them, aren't they also enjoying themselves? But you need to understand that Lucia isn't worth all that effort. The boy called Yi Yang spoke calmly, I'm not a simp. The chubby guy froze for a second. All right, you're not a simp. He replied decisively, but his gaze was strange. Yi Yang almost spat blood. He couldn't help but recall his experience from half an hour ago. He was a software engineer, living a 007 lifestyle, working late until 3 a.m. the previous night. Just as he was about to go home, everything went black. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself sitting in a dorm room, with the chubby guy in front of him pushing him, reminding him that today was the new student orientation. Looking into the mirror, Yi Yang was shocked to find that the face staring back was completely different from his own in reality. His mind was filled with memories that didn't belong to him. It was only now that Yi Yang had come to accept the fact. He had transmigrated. He had crossed over from Earth to a parallel world with similar living habits. But I'm a senior, why am I here for the freshman orientation? The chubby guy scratched his head awkwardly. I couldn't bear to see you always chasing after Lucia, so I wanted to show you some beautiful girls. Oh right. He, a 35-year-old bachelor, had transmigrated into a simp with no house. Yi Yang nearly spat blood. Simp my ass. I'll never simp for any woman in this lifetime. As he spoke, Yi Yang stood up, planning to clear his head. Just as he got up, a shock of electricity surged through his brain. Ding! The system has detected the hostess' resolve to not be a simp, and has come to greet you. A voice suddenly appeared in his head, leaving Yi Yang stunned. Could it be the mandatory system for transmigrators had arrived? He immediately greeted it, hello, system. As a seasoned reader of web novels, he was no stranger to the term, system. It was like a cheat code, the ultimate golden finger. Ding! Hello, host. This system is the no simp system. Would you like a detailed explanation? Yes. Yi Yang responded without hesitation. Transmigration without a system. What kind of transmigration would that be? Ding! About this system, their host should be aware of the following. 1. No simp language and speech, such as so beautiful, black stockings and long legs are so tempting, this girl is so pretty. 2. No simp behaviors allowed. 3. Every time their host refuses simp behavior, they will be rewarded by the system. The rewards are unlimited and not yet specified. 4. All rewards are legal and obtained through legitimate channels. 5. If any simp behavior occurs after binding the system will immediately unbind. Ding! If their host agrees, the binding can begin. Yi Yang immediately became excited. Bind it. Now he understood. It was no wonder that he had been poor all these years. Ding! The no simp behavior system is now activating. 1%. 15%. 53%. 99%. Loading complete. Ding! Congratulations, host. The system has been activated. The system is gifting you 2 lottery chances. Would you like to use them? Use them. Yi Yang answered without hesitation. Activation successful. Congratulations, host. You have won 130 million renminbi in soft sister coins. Activation successful. Congratulations, host. You have won a luxurious villa in Yuhua Garden. Yi Yang was stunned. A luxurious villa? In his previous life, he had worked like a dog just to buy a tiny 60 square meter apartment, and now, just from a lottery, he could have a luxurious villa. He took out his phone and checked the housing prices. 200,000 per square meter. Awesome. This high-end villa was at least 100 times better than his old, run-down place. Such happiness. It came so suddenly. The hostess bank card cannot process large transfers. The system has specially gifted you a Hua Bank Black card, which is now linked to your phone. Buzz buzz buzz. The phone in his hand began vibrating wildly. Yi Yang unlocked it. A text message appeared on the screen. Hua Country Bank, your account ending in 5203 has received an income of 130 million renminbi on September 7 at 13:55. The current balance is 130 million renminbi. Yi Yang silently counted the number of zeros. He confirmed that it was indeed 130 million renminbi. He couldn't hold back anymore. System, you're amazing. It seemed like the system sensed his excitement, as the chubby guy beside him slapped his shoulder. Yi Yang, do you believe it now? Senior Wenwen is truly as beautiful as advertised. Yi Yang instinctively looked up, only to be stunned by the breathtakingly beautiful face before him. The girl's eyes were like autumn water, her face like a peach blossom, with red lips and white teeth, her features so perfect that they seemed crafted by the hands of God. This. Yi Yang's eyes almost popped out. But with his low education level, he could only express his shock with a single phrase. Wow, she's gorgeous. The girl was wearing a black waist-cinching long dress that showed off her slender waist, and her proud chest made it hard to look away. Yi Yang's hands unconsciously moved. Could one hand even hold all that? He swallowed hard, his gaze moving downward. A surge of heat rushed up from his lower abdomen. Those long, fair, and straight legs, if they were wrapped around his waist, it would definitely feel amazing. The chubby guy had already started drooling. Yi Yang, doesn't he Senior Wenwen blow Lu Cha out of the water? Let go of that tree, and you'll have an entire forest. Hearing this, Yi Yang subconsciously wanted to agree. But then, he suddenly remembered the key point. He had the no-simp behavior system. At once, he suppressed the intense emotions inside him. This isn't he the kind of look you see on the street everywhere, right? She was a celebrity, so her advertisements should be everywhere. This should be fine, right? Damn, who is this? Are you blind? Senior Wenwen is definitely a beauty of the century. 2 years of stardom all over Hua Country, double crown winner of the Best Actress, and became the national goddess who was the idiot talking nonsense. As soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding group of excited boys went silent, staring at him like he was a fool. Someone quickly recognized Yi Yang and started mocking him. Yi Yang, can't get Lu Cha, so now you're starting to hate women. Go check your brain at the hospital. How can Yi Yang, who couldn't even get someone like Lu Cha, call Senior when S looks common? Yi Yang felt awkward. He had made a mistake. At that moment. Ding! The system has detected that Senior when S popularity is too high. If their host continues to reject simp behavior, the system will give their host another chance at the lottery. Reminder, the louder the rejection, the greater the reward. Chapter 2, Rewarding the Host with a Bottle of Charm Potion. One more time. Is this for real? The thought of the amazing rewards from the lottery instantly fired up Yi Yang's motivation. He deliberately cast a disdainful glance at Shen Wenwen on the stage and cranked up his voice to the highest volume. Shen Wenwen only has 2 eyes and a mouth, what's so special about that? The entire hall fell into an immediate silence. All eyes were now on Yi Yang. Yi Yang? What's going on? He was shocked. Why did it suddenly get so quiet? He looked up and saw that Shen Wenwen, who had been on stage, had somehow put down her microphone and was staring directly at him with eyes as clear and cold as mountain springs. It's over. For 2 people who had never interacted before, his behavior was as bad as being caught bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Immediate social death. While Yi Yang was freaking out, Shen Wenwen slowly examined the man in front of her. Having exceptional hearing since childhood, she had already heard Yi Yang mocking her looks earlier. At this moment, she stared at his handsome face, and her heart involuntarily started to race. This is Yi Yang? He is actually quite handsome. As one of the most famous simps online, Shen Wenwen had naturally heard about him. She had always imagined that a person who would stoop to such low levels of flattery would be some greasy, big-bellied ugly guy. But now, she couldn't help but question that assumption. If he's not even interested in a girl as stunning as her, would he really go after some small-time internet celebrity? After a brief silence, the crowd erupted in mocking laughter. I'm sure now, Yi Yang is truly crazy. He must be triggered by Lu Cha, that's why he is taking out his anger on women. This is what happens when you're a simp. Could it be that he couldn't get Lucy, so now he is doing the opposite? TSK, no matter what tricks you pull, Goddess Wenwen will never fall for a loser simp like you. Listening to the loud discussions below, Shen Wenwen's cold, aloof gaze flickered with realization. This little bastard. He likes her, doesn't he? He is trying to get her attention in such an indirect way. But as a girl who had been showered with compliments from countless men since childhood, Shen Wenwen was surprisingly drawn to this unconventional approach. The more she watched, the more she found it appealing. She handed the microphone to their host and, with light steps, walked toward Yi Yang. Yi Yang. Why is Shen Wenwen walking towards him? It felt like he could sense a murderous intent in the air. Just as he was thinking about escaping, Shen Wenwen's clear, pleasant voice rang out. Excuse me, can I sit next to you? Yi Yang was stunned. Yi Yang, hurry up and say yes. Li Qi whispered frantically in his ear. Yi Yang raised his head and saw Shen Wenwen standing right in front of him, her delicate face still cold and distant, every movement radiating the aura of an ice queen that matched her public image. However, he could see a hint of softness in her eyes. No, he said firmly, rejecting her. Are you kidding me? He wouldn't dare. Upon hearing this, everyone around him was once again shocked. What the hell? Yi Yang, the simp, is actually rejecting the goddess from sitting next to him? Is he crazy or am I playing hard to get? This damn simp is so despicable, he is using this petty trick to grab the goddess's attention. Why didn't I think of that? This is so frustrating. Shen Wenwen was slightly stunned for a moment. But quickly, a playful smile tugged at the corners of her exquisite lips. You're quite interesting. Her smile resembled that of a domineering CEO saying, Woman, you've definitely caught my attention. After saying that, she turned around and sat down in the guest area in front. You weren't really triggered by Lucy, were you? Now you can't even take interest in women? Bro, you really need to get a grip. Li Qi, who was beside him, seemed anxious. Yi Yang, however, remained calm as ever. Can we go now? Yi Yang, you're really messed up. Ding. Host has rejected a simp behavior, rewarding their host with a lottery opportunity. Do you wish to use it? Use it. Yi Yang was feeling quite pleased with himself. As expected. The reward was here. Successful activation. Congratulations, host, you have received a bottle of charm potion. Yi Yang was stunned. There is such a thing? As the name suggests, the charm potion could enhance one's charm, including but not limited to looks and temperament. Would the host like to use it now? If not, you can store it in the system. Use it. Yi Yang immediately responded without hesitation. He was really looking forward to seeing if the system was as miraculous as it sounded. The next moment, a small blue glass vial appeared in Yi Yang's hand out of nowhere. Yi Yang, are you regretting it? If you go and find Wenwen, she'll definitely be willing to sit with you. I can tell she is really interested in you. Afraid of facing another social death, Yi Yang immediately interrupted him. Shut up. With that, he walked out directly. Li Qi. This guy. He had brought Yi Yang to see Shen Wenwen, hoping to help him get over his obsession with Lucy. But now, Yi Yang seemed to care more about Lucy than even the national goddess, Shen Wenwen. Outside the auditorium. Looking at the blue vial in his hand, Yi Yang furrowed his brows. Is this really that powerful? He took a gulp of the potion, and his body immediately reacted. A wave of pain spread throughout his body, but it wasn't unbearable. On the contrary, it felt like all his limbs and veins were stretching out, giving him an immense sense of comfort. Once the sensation passed, he pulled out his phone and opened the selfie camera. Just one glance, and Yi Yang was shocked by what he saw. Damn. He was so damn handsome. Previously, Yi Yang had been considered above average in looks, clear-cut and youthful, with a slightly innocent vibe like a popular fresh-faced boy. But now? This face was on a whole different level. It could easily outshine actors like Wu Yanzu and Chen Guanxi. Not only that, but his aura had also taken a qualitative leap. He looked like a moving mountain, exuding a charm that would make women weak at the knees and men eager to duel with him. The system is amazing. All the sadness from being a simp was immediately wiped away. Yi Yang felt like he was flying with joy. This guy is so handsome, is he a new freshman? Not just handsome, he is a literal god. Like a prince from the movies. Don't steal him from me, I'm going to get his contact info right now. Hearing the girls around him whispering, Yi Yang couldn't help but smile. So this is what it's like to be a handsome guy. At that moment, a hand grabbed his wrist. Wait, are we really doing this? But, why did the girl's hand feel rough, not like the soft, delicate hand he imagined? As Yi Yang was lost in his thoughts, a voice came from behind. Yi Yang. The voice was quite hoarse. Although he had been single for 35 years and had never held a girl's hand, it didn't mean that he could hook up with any girl. When he was about to refuse righteously, the voice sounded again. Chapter 3, has he become a trillionaire? Hey, Yi Yang, how have you gotten taller? Could it be that I've mistaken the person? Yi Yang turned his head and was surprised to find that it was the loud, chubby guy who had been constantly nagging him in his ear. Noticing the strange looks from the girls around them, he quickly shook off the guy's hand. What's up? Come on, let me buy you a drink. Yi Yang was completely confused. But in the chubby guy's eyes, it meant something else entirely. He immediately spoke with great concern. Yi Yang. What on earth has Lu Cha done to you? How could you, a good young man, get so captivated by her that you're willing to become her loyal lapdog? Unlike the others who only knew Yi Yang was a puppy from online rumors, the chubby guy had witnessed Yi Yang's devotion up close in the past few days. At first, he couldn't believe it. But now, it had become commonplace. Even when Yi Yang had just dissed Shen Wenwen, he hadn't been surprised. Yi Yang's love for Lu Cha was pure devotion. Yi Yang. He was about to argue back when the system's voice suddenly sounded in his head. System has detected that their host has earned an additional lottery chance. Do you want to use it? Activate. He needed the reward to soothe his offended heart. And, this should be a big prize, right? Activation successful. Congratulations, host, you have acquired 100% ownership of Dingxing Bank. Yi Yang was stunned. Dingxing Bank was a private bank worth billions. Now, he owned 100% of it. Does this mean he, Yi Yang, has become a trillionaire? The excitement made him tremble, but the chubby guy slapped him on the back. I'm not saying, bro, but if you're a man, be a little more confident. Is it just because you saw Lu Cha? Why are you so excited about it? Yi Yang was completely confused. What did Lu Cha have to do with this? At that moment, an annoyed voice came from nearby. Yi Yang, please don't send me any more harassment messages. Yi Yang looked up and saw a girl standing about a meter away, wearing a green crop top that showed off her slim waist. She was looking down at him arrogantly, with disdain and disgust in her eyes. Lu Cha. Yi Yang carefully examined her. She wasn't that pretty, her looks were nowhere near as stunning as that Shen Wenwen. How could the previous puppy have liked her? No way. This handsome guy is the most famous puppy king on the internet. What's the point of being handsome? He's still just a trashy puppy. Look at that line, my love for you is like a tractor climbing a mountain, loud and unstoppable. Oh. Only a brain-dead fool would write that cheesy line. And that other line, about your night. Oh, even if he's this much of a puppy, it's still useless. Obviously. Didn't you see who's standing next to Lu Cha? It's Chen Xiao. There's a good show coming. Shen Wenwen had come to the school to give a speech for the new students, and many students had gathered to watch. Upon seeing this, they all wore mocking expressions. When Lu Cha saw Yi Yang lift his head, she froze for a moment. When did Yi Yang get so handsome? But those comments reminded her of her purpose. She had managed to hook up with the wealthy second-generation rich guy, Chen Jun, using this pathetic puppy, making him see her charm and spend more money on her. Wasn't that sweet? With her nose in the air, Lu Cha waited for Yi Yang to grovel. But there was no reaction from him. She started to feel anxious. Let me introduce you. This is my boyfriend, Chen Jun. His family is in real estate and they are very rich. Normally, hearing this, Yi Yang would definitely be furious. So, Lu Cha took the opportunity to wrap her arm around Chen Jun's, waiting for Yi Yang to grovel even more. TCH, the puppy king isn't he scared, is he? After all, his family is bankrupt and poor, how could he compare with Chen Xiao? Yi Yang, don't chicken out. I'm still waiting to learn puppy skills from you. Don't worry, Yi Yang will definitely grovel. Didn't they say he has a certain tendency? The more you humiliate him, the harder he licks. The whispers around Yi Yang made him frustrated. It was so embarrassing being in this original hostess body. Just as everyone expected Yi Yang to grovel, he moved his lips. Lu Cha immediately got excited. Here it comes. Just as she was about to mock Yi Yang, his mocking voice sounded. Which stray dog is barking? Lu Cha. The puppy king suddenly turned into a completely different person. She had not expected this at all and froze in place. After speaking, Yi Yang took a step forward, but then an idea flashed in his mind. He turned around to look at Lu Cha. There's something I need to say, but I'm not sure if I should. Lu Cha's heart skipped a beat. She knew it. Yi Yang was her loyal puppy, and after hearing that she had found a good man, he must have realized his mistake and would grovel again. She could almost see the money flying toward her. Smiling, Lu Cha replied softly, "What's that?" Har. That expression again. Yi Yang was going to grovel. The original Yi Yang had been the only child of the richest man in Jiangcheng, but his family had gone bankrupt just half a month before Yi Yang arrived in this world. The richest man in Jiangcheng had become the biggest debtor. When the original host was still a rich second generation, he was very carefree and charming. Countless women tried to catch his attention, including Lu Cha. Unlike the other women who were straightforward, Lu Cha pretended to be innocent and attracted the original hostess' attention. Under her expert manipulation, the original Yi Yang had been brainwashed into becoming a puppy. But after his family went bankrupt, Lu Cha maliciously posted screenshots on her WeChat moments, exposing the original Yi Yang's humiliating image to the world. Despicable. At this moment, facing the girl's pure smile, Yi Yang's lips curled into a wicked smile. With a waist this thick, how dare you wear a crop top? His voice was gentle, but the words were razor sharp. Damn. Who said Yi Yang was a puppy? Pull them out and I'll kill them. Why is this so different from the rumors? Shouldn't Yi Yang be groveling like a dog to Lu Cha? If that's considered a puppy, then what am I? The whispers around them filled Lu Cha's ears. By the time Yi Yang had walked far away, she finally reacted. Yi Yang, you bastard, who are you calling thick-waisted? But Yi Yang didn't stop. He just kept walking. Ding! System has detected that their host rejected puppy behavior. A lottery chance has been granted. Do you want to use it? The system's mechanical voice made Yi Yang feel much better. Activate. He hadn't expected that rejecting Lu Cha would earn him a reward. This is awesome. This system is simply unbeatable. Activation successful. Congratulations, host, you have acquired a bottle of physical enhancement potion. Reminder, if used now, your clothes may tear. Please prepare yourself. Do you want to activate? If not, it can be saved in the system. Looking around at the passers-by, Yi Yang decisively refused. Save it. He definitely didn't want to be seen as some kind of freak. Chapter 4, Becoming an Assistant to Senior Wen. Even after returning to the dorm, Yi Yang was still a bit dazed. He really received so many rewards so easily in such a short time? And become a billionaire? Yi Yang. Did you hear what I said? Li Qi suddenly shouted, startling Yi Yang. What are you doing? Ari, I knew you weren't listening. Such a fine young man, and yet you've been ruined by LVCHA, turning into this. Li Qi slapped him on the shoulder, his eyes filled with concern. Although Yi Yang had just dissed LVCHA, surprising Li Qi, he soon realized that this was still Yi Yang's inherent blood and vigor. Even a dog would defend itself in such a situation. Yi Yang just couldn't let go of LVCHA. Don't worry. Bro, I'll help you get through this. Yi Yang couldn't help but think, why doesn't he just slap me to death? He shook off Li Qi's hand. What does LVCHA have to do with it? You're the one who ruined me. Li Qi was stunned. Yi Yang, I treat you like a brother. You're not developing feelings for me, right? Yi Yang was speechless. How did the original Yi Yang end up becoming brothers with this clumsy guy? He put his bag on the table and started taking off his clothes. After being slapped by the chubby guy, he realized just how weak the original body was. Though it looked good, it was utterly useless. He was eager to experience the effect of the body enhancement potion. Li Qi, already confused by Yi Yang's words, was startled even more when Yi Yang began undressing. He quickly hugged his arms over his chest. I won't let you do anything inappropriate to me. Yi Yang was exasperated. Stop being so defensive, I'm not that desperate. Then why are you undressing? Taking a shower. With that, Yi Yang walked into the bathroom. Li Qi scratched his head. Desperate, what does that mean? A second later, the sound of loud, almost pig-like howls came from the bathroom. Yi Yang. Am I that ugly? You're calling me desperate. It's just I'm a bit chubby. My mom says being able to eat is a blessing. Inside the bathroom, as Yi Yang was about to take off his pants, he almost dropped them in surprise. Shut up. If he didn't maintain his humanity, he was seriously considering twisting Li Qi's head off and kicking it like a ball. You attack me, and I'm not allowed to speak. Li Qi's muttering could still be heard outside the door. But it was only a few complaints before everything went silent. Yi Yang finally felt relieved and contacted the system. He was worried that Li Qi might say something shocking that could make him spray out the body enhancement potion, which would be a huge waste. System, bro. Detection, host S summon detected. How can I assist you? The system was pretty user-friendly. Yi Yang was even more satisfied with it now. System, bro, can I use the body enhancement potion I stored earlier? Yes. In the next moment, a small pink bottle appeared in Yi Yang's hand. So this was the legendary thing that even strong men liked in pink? After thanking the system, Yi Yang drank the potion in one gulp. Yes, there no reaction. Just as he finished speaking, a violent power surged through his chest, like the transformation of Kai in the game King's Glory. His entire body became hot, but within the next second, everything settled. It was still him. But at that moment, Yi Yang felt his entire body brimming with power, endless strength surging through him. He lowered his gaze to check his body. One glance and he was completely amazed. After using the charm-enhancing potion, he could sense the presence of 8 abdominal muscles, but they were merely aesthetically pleasing. Now, those 8 muscles had become distinctly defined, with smooth lines and explosive beauty, looking better than any bodybuilding champion by a billion times, like a masterpiece crafted by the highest-level sculptor. He moved his gaze upwards, and his strong chest muscles and biceps were just as impressive. Like a walking hormone. Good thing I have this system, otherwise, I could never achieve even 1% of this in a lifetime of training. Yi Yang felt exhilarated. After a happy shower, he walked out with his bare upper body. A man with a good physique can look great even bare-chested. As soon as he stepped out, his 3 roommates were stunned. Wow! Is this still the Yi Yang I know? What kind of muscle-gaining protein powder did you take? This body's wild. I'm a guy, and even I can't keep my hands off. Bro, want to do some fencing? Amidst the envious voices, Yi Yang felt even better. Isn't this life a billion times better than the last one? A faint smile curved on his lips. Sorry, I don't swing that way. At that moment, his phone on the desk rang. He walked over and answered. A slightly familiar male voice immediately came from the other end. Yi Yang, come to the cathedral. Who is this? I'm your counselor, Brother Lin. No wonder it sounded familiar. This was the leftover memory of the original Yi Yang. What do you need at the cathedral? Wen is coming to our school to teach a 3-month arts performance course. She wants you to be her assistant and take care of her daily needs. When did you get to know Wen? Why haven't you told me anything? Yi Yang couldn't hear the rest clearly. His mind kept replaying the counselor's words. Assistant? Take care of her daily needs. What kind of international joke was this? I refuse. Yi Yang didn't even think before replying. He had bad-mouthed her, and now Wen herself was asking the school to arrange for him to be her assistant. There was definitely something going on, and he would never believe it if there wasn't. Refuse? Counselor Lin was stunned. Yi Yang, it's the big star, Shen Wen. These days, men from all over Huagua to Maigua are lining up to be her assistant. You don't want to? Remembering Shen Wen's stunning beauty and her captivating body, Yi Yang couldn't agree more. However, I just don't want to. His voice was calm. If she's that attractive, let those men in line go work as her assistant. Counselor Lin kept poking at his ears to make sure he wasn't hearing things. Yi Yang, are you crazy? This is the school's decision, it must be executed. Otherwise, you'll never graduate. You need to come here right now. With that, the call was abruptly hung up. Yi Yang felt like crying but had no tears. Was this because he didn't have any shares in the school? Having just become rich, Yi Yang still didn't have much experience in how the wealthy handle things. Seeing his expression, his three roommates crowded around to ask. Yi Yang, if something's wrong, tell us, bro. We'll help you figure it out. Yi Yang sighed inwardly. He spoke calmly, Brother Lin wants me to be an assistant. If I refuse, I can't get my diploma. What? Brother Lin is being too much. He's definitely bullying you since your family went bankrupt and making you be her assistant? Didn't he expect Brother Lin to be like that? As his roommates discussed this indignantly, the chubby Li Chi cleared his throat. Can I ask, who exactly did Brother Lin ask you to be an assistant to? Chapter 5 Revenge by the Iceberg Beauty. Hearing this, the remaining two roommates looked at him. Yi Yang had a severe headache, being an assistant to Shen Wenwen. The next second, the three roommates' voices were getting louder and louder. What? You are actually going to be an assistant to Goddess Wenwen? What kind of shit luck did you have? You can actually get such good benefits. I'm about to cry with envy. When the emotions of the other two roommates gradually subsided, Li Chi spoke again. Yi Yang, is it possible that senior sister Wenwen wants to retaliate against you because you dissed her? What? Yi Yang actually dared to diss senior sister Wenwen. What happened while we were away? As the class representative, Li Chi recounted Yi Yang's earth-shattering actions in the cathedral. The two roommates were stunned again. Yi Yang, you are really sick. Senior sister Wenwen is so beautiful, you actually said that her appearance is common. You actually want to refuse the opportunity to get close to her. Yi Yang sighed again. It's because Shen Wenwen is too beautiful. She is so beautiful that a 35-year-old middle-aged uncle can't control himself just by looking at her. If he runs to be her assistant, he will die sooner or later. Besides, he still remembers the gentle look when Shen Wenwen took the initiative to walk in front of him. It is definitely the calm before the storm. Shen Wenwen definitely wants to use this opportunity to retaliate against him severely. Being retaliated by an iceberg beauty, that taste. Go. Secretly take some beautiful photos of senior sister Wenwen and come back to share with us. Just like that, Yi Yang was jointly driven out of the dormitory by his three roommates. Yi Yang, here. As soon as Yi Yang walked to the cathedral, he was summoned by a man. He looked up, and it was strange. Who are you? You didn't recognize me after just talking on the phone. Lin Shen. Exploring the original owner's memory, Yi Yang frowned slightly. Brother Lin, where is your beard? The Lin Shen in his memory was a rough man who didn't pay much attention to his image. He wore a big beard all day. The original owner had never seen such a clean counselor. Could it be that his time travel caused the character's image to change? Wasn't he exposed in one sentence? Hearing Yi Yang's words, Lin Shen touched his nose embarrassedly. That. Wenwen came to school today. So Yi Yang. So, Lin Shen is also a fan of Shen Wenwen? No wonder he reacted so strongly when he heard that he refused to be Shen Wenwen's assistant just now. Seeing Yi Yang looking at him with an unclear look, Lin Shen coughed lightly. Everyone loves beauty, and Wenwen is so beautiful. There should be no man who doesn't like her, right? At this point, Lin Shen seemed to remember Yi Yang's strong rejection. He coughed lightly. Yi Yang, you are blinded by Lu Cha now, and you can't see Wenwen's beauty. Damn. Why does everyone want to tie him to Lu Cha? I'm so angry. Let's go, I'll take you to the apartment arranged by the school for Wenwen. Brother Lin, is there really no room for negotiation? Lin Shen was stunned. He smiled slightly, his eyes full of deep meaning. Senior sister has her own advantages. The apartment arranged by the school for Shen Wenwen is not on campus. Presumably considering her popularity, it may not be safe to live inside the school. A second before knocking on the door, Lin Shen grabbed Yi Yang's wrist. Is my hair messy? Are my clothes neat? Yi Yang. He nodded. Very good. What does it matter if it's good or not? With his divine face that was as perfect as a work of art, Lin Shen's appearance was simply unbearable to look at. Lin Shen breathed a sigh of relief after receiving Yi Yang's affirmation. He patted Yi Yang on the shoulder. Thanks to you, I have the opportunity to get close to Goddess Wenwen. Since I have been with you for 4 years, you must serve my Wenwen well when you become my assistant. Dong dong dong. Who is it? A pleasant female voice came from the door. Just hearing their voice, people can be sure that the girl inside is definitely a big beauty. I am. Lin Shen hesitated and didn't say anything useful, and Yi Yang couldn't help but hold his forehead. Is it that serious? But his heart couldn't help but beat wildly. It's too serious. This voice made his heart melt. On the surface, he was calm. It's me, Yi Yang. Open the door. Inside the door, Shen Wenwen was stunned the moment she saw Yi Yang. Why is it that after not seeing her for a while, the Stinky Junior has become so handsome? She bit her lips gently and read the whole situation through the cat's eye. Her face suddenly turned red. This Stinky Junior is so good. Other men would definitely rush to her as soon as they knew they could be her assistant. But he was late. Other men would tremble all over and couldn't speak clearly when they saw her. And he. Not only could he speak clearly, but he could also look calm and composed. In order to come up with this way to attract her attention, he must have been thinking hard for a long time, right? She rubbed her hot little face with her hands. The moment the door opened, Shen Wenwen quickly switched to a cold personality. Her eyes as clear as clouds and water were filled with coldness and alienation. She said lightly, "Come in." The moment he saw the girl's beautiful face, Yi Yang's psychological construction, which he had managed to stabilize, collapsed. Damn. So beautiful. At this moment, the girl changed out of the black waisted long skirt she wore at the freshman opening ceremony, and put on a white short t-shirt and light blue denim high-waisted hot pants. Her long black hair, slightly curled like seaweed, was casually draped over her shoulders, looking pure and sexy. The long white legs that were as straight as lotus roots made Yi Yang dizzy. Gudong. The loud swallowing sound of Lin Shen beside him brought him back to his thoughts. If he had a nosebleed, the system would disappear, right? For the system, he fought hard. Yi Yang quickly recited the heart purification mantra in his heart. When he came to his senses, Shen Wenwen had left him with a back view. From the back, the girl's hips were very high, and compared with the slender waist that could be held in one hand, it made people feel numb in their lower abdomen every minute. With a thump sound, Yi Yang turned his head and saw that the counselor Lin Shen was already kneeling on the ground, with blood flowing from both nostrils. Damn. Isn't it too exaggerated? He kindly asked, "Brother Lin, do you need me to help you up?" "No. You, help me close the door." Yi Yang clenched his fists and suppressed the charming thoughts in his heart. "Brother Lin, why don't you go in and say hello to Shen Wenwen?" He didn't want to go in alone. "Brother, please send me here and accompany me in." Just being at the door consumed a lot of his energy. What would happen after entering the door? Before Lin Shen could speak, Shen Wenwen's pleasant voice rang again. "My door is suitable for chatting." Yi Yang looked up and saw a smile on the girl's cold face again. He was shocked. All the distracting thoughts in his heart were swept away. "Here it comes." She smiled again. The calm before the storm is here again. Chapter 6. Reward the host with a bottle of Eagle Potion. Bang. The door was closed. Yi Yang was also pushed in by Lin Shen. A cold wind blew, and the air seemed to be condensed with a layer of frost, exuding a chill. It was summer, but he still shuddered. "Ms. Shen, I studied finance and have no experience as an assistant. Or, would you consider changing someone? You are a popular star, and there must be countless boys willing to be your assistant." The proud bust stimulated Yi Yang's eyes. The numbness in his lower abdomen became stronger and stronger. If he continued to look at it like this, he would definitely surrender. Yi Yang decisively took out his mobile phone and pretended to call Lin Shen. Listening to the man's hoarse and low voice like mellow wine, Shen Wenwen's cold eyes flashed a trace of surprise. The voice of the Stinky Junior is so tempting. He kept saying that he didn't want to be her assistant, just to be able to say so many words at once to seduce her. Look. Doesn't he know that many men are vying to be her assistant? Isn't this statement just to highlight his uniqueness? She understands. How can this Stinky Junior have so many twists and turns? A trace of infatuation flashed in her beautiful eyes, but Shen Wenwen's voice was still cold. "Have a cup of tea first." She is a little fairy. She can't be too proactive. If the Stinky Junior wants to seduce her, she has to control herself. Even if she is looking forward to him coming in, her tone must be cold enough. Hearing this, Yi Yang was stunned. Is this still the cold flower Shen Wenwen? In the original owner's memory, this Wenwen senior sister is very cold in the entertainment industry. Basically, she won't speak actively. But, after he arrived, she said 3 sentences. She actually asked him to come in for tea calmly after he refused to be her assistant? It was too abnormal. These actions made Yi Yang's guess more certain. Shen Wenwen definitely wanted to take revenge on him. No. No thanks. I don't like tea. Yi Yang said 3 no's at once. Now, any girl would be unbearable, right? Not to mention a girl like Shen Wenwen who had been pampered since childhood. Just when he was ready to be scolded by Shen Wenwen, the girl blinked her eyes. You don't even drink the tea I made myself. Yi Yang was defeated again. It was a foul. His eyes couldn't help but look at the girl's slender fingers. They were a pair of slender hands with distinct joints, round and white fingers, and painted with wine-red nail polish, like rose petals. If you hold such a soft little hand in your hand, it will definitely be a pleasure, right? Drink. I want to drink. Yi Yang almost blurted out his thoughts, but when the words came to his lips, he held them back. After a flash of struggle in his eyes, he said calmly, if you don't want to drink, then don't drink. It doesn't matter who makes it. Will she cry? A normal girl would be angry and cry if she was rejected repeatedly, right? Yi Yang was a little worried. But Shen Wenwen's eyes were full of excitement. Yi Yang is so manly. Faced with her initiative, he could still control himself. He is really different. Or, in order to attract her attention, he must have worked hard behind her. What an interesting boy. She doesn't want any cold personality. She has to see how strong the control of the stinky junior is. Shen Wenwen walked over with a smile in her eyes. Junior, you are already my assistant, don't be shy anymore, I'm easy to get along with. The girl swept away her previous cold image, and her beautiful face bloomed with a smile, as delicate and charming as a newly opened rose, especially her eyes as clear as clouds and water, which seemed to be adorned with thousands of stars at this moment, dazzling and brilliant. But Yi Yang had lost all his desire. He panicked. After Lin Shen left, Shen Wenwen was finally going to reveal her true face. The words in her mouth were automatically transcoded in Yi Yang's ears. Yi Yang, you have fallen into my hands, so don't struggle anymore, just bear the revenge for me. Damn. Sure enough, the more delicate the flower, the more poisonous it is, and it's hard for people to refuse. When he reacted, Shen Wenwen had already pulled the corner of his clothes and dragged him to the sofa. Sit down. The girl ordered like a queen. Yi Yang said reflexively, no need to sit down. As soon as he finished speaking, the girl's soft little hand touched his shoulder. Through the thin t-shirt, he could feel how warm and smooth the girl's fingertips were. With a light press, he was pushed down on the sofa. The two quickly formed a position with the woman on top and the man on the bottom. Shen Wenwen looked down at Yi Yang, who sat down obediently, with a sly look in her eyes. She knew it. This stinky junior brother was playing hard to get and was willing to refuse. He said no, but his body was more honest than anyone else. TSK, if I could pry open his mouth, it would be a wonderful experience. Smelling the explosive hormones on Yi Yang, Shen Wenwen's ears quickly turned red. The stinky junior brother was so hard. Just by putting her hands on his shoulders, she could feel how strong his muscles were. It must be very safe to lean on such a strong man, right? Oh. What am I thinking about? I am a fairy who grew up drinking dew. How can I think about such messy things? With a disordered breath, Shen Wenwen quickly let go of her hand and turned around in a hurry. Today I just let you recognize the road, you can go now, remember to close the door. After that, the girl ran away. The girl's unique sweet fragrance suddenly spread, and Yi Yang breathed a sigh of relief. Damn. If he had one more second, he would have turned into a wolf. This seductive little goblin did it on purpose. He finally understood why Shen Wenwen had 2 faces in front of people and behind people. This little girl must have deliberately seduced him but didn't let him succeed, just to make him feel uncomfortable and hold back, in revenge for his mockery of her appearance. If he dared to use force, she would definitely call the police to warn him. What a vicious mind. Yi Yang silently recited the heart purification mantra 10 million times in his heart before suppressing the evil thoughts in his heart. Just when he was about to think of a way to solve this problem, the system's beautiful voice rang out. The host refuses to be a dog licker. The system rewards the host with a chance to draw a lottery. Would the host like to enable it? Enable. Yi Yang answered without hesitation. How to relieve his worries? Of course, the system's awesome reward. Enabled successfully. Congratulations to the host for winning a bottle of Eagle Potion. Eagle Potion. Yi Yang was a little confused. This is a little different from the names of the two previous bottles of potions. When he saw the effects of the Eagle Potion, his face turned green. Using the Eagle Potion can make their host aroused and become a giant. As a dog licker who was dumped by his girlfriend and is hated by everyone, is this thing given to him to mock him? So angry. When he was about to discuss with the system about what prizes to give out, a thought suddenly crossed his mind. Could it be? The system wants him to force himself on Shen Wenwen? Chapter 7 Beastly Things. What a punishment! He is a good young man in modern society. How could he do such a beastly thing? If he is thrown into the police station by accident, it would be a shame for him to live a new life. May I ask if the host is using it now? If not, you can save it temporarily in the system. Do you still need to ask this? He is afraid that he will not be able to hold back and commit crimes if he uses this thing. Yi Yang answered decisively, save it temporarily. Just after communicating with the system, the phone rang. As soon as he answered it, a sweet and pleasant female voice came from it. Hello, is this Mr. Yi Yang? I am Yi Yang. Hello, I am Chen Miao, the real estate manager of Runk Group. You have ordered a luxury villa in Yuhuayuan from our group. Do you have time now? I will send you the purchase contract and property keys. Hearing this, he remembered that the system had sent him a luxury villa. Hearing that the person in charge was going to deliver it to him personally, Yi Yang felt touched. This is the benefit of money. When the modern house was delivered, he had lived in it for several years, but the real estate contract was not completed, and he had to run errands all day to inquire. Now, TSK, the treatment is really good. I have time. But he didn't plan to let the person in charge run to Jiangcheng University to deliver it to him. He had to be low-key. You can go directly to Yuhua Garden. I'll go there now. Okay, then be careful on the road. After hanging up the phone, Yi Yang was ready to go to Yuhua Garden to see how luxurious the luxurious villa arranged for him by the system was. When he took the last step out of the door, he hesitated. Should he tell Shen Wenwen? After all, he was leaving a girl's house. He should have some gentlemanly manners, right? But the second before he opened his mouth, this idea was dispelled again. Will this be judged as a dog-licking behavior by the system? She seduced me just now, maybe she is covering her mouth and laughing in the room now. If I take the initiative to speak, she will definitely be complacent and get worse. These 3 points add up to a perfect victory over gentlemanly demeanor. Yi Yang decisively slammed the door and left. In the bathroom, Shen Wenwen was leaning on the washstand, looking at the little face full of spring in the mirror, and whispered in a delicate voice, "Wow, what should I do if I like my junior so much? His body is so strong." At this moment, the girl's white face like a crescent moon was stained with blush, as pink and delicate as a newly opened rose, and her eyes were filled with mist, which made the man unable to control himself for a minute. "Smelly Junior, you are still not leaving. HMPH, you are a stinky man who says one thing and means another." Just when Shen Wenwen was hesitating whether to go out, the door banged. It shook her heart. She hurried out, only to see that the living room was empty, leaving only the man's faint masculine aura in the air. He actually used this method to attract her attention again. Her heart began to beat wildly when she thought of the man waiting alone in the living room for a long time. He must have gone back to practice his skills. It was really difficult for him to maintain self-control for so long in front of her. The girl's slender fingers stroked the corners of her lips, with a cunning light in her eyes, and she vowed, "HMPH, Stinky Junior, I will definitely pry your little mouth open." Yuhua Garden is located in Lujianzui, the most prosperous place in Jiangcheng, and every inch of land is worth a lot of money. When Yi Yang got off the taxi, he was stunned by the prosperous scene here. It was 10 times more prosperous than the magic city in modern society. I can actually own a property here in my lifetime. Yi Yang still felt that this world was very mysterious, but the sense of power in his body reminded him that everything was real. With excitement, Yi Yang went straight to the sales center. But at this time, the sales center was closed. What the hell? Before he could call the person in charge of the real estate, a male voice came from behind him. "Young man, are you here to buy a house?" Yi Yang looked back and saw an uncle standing behind him, wearing a security uniform. He nodded. The security uncle looked at Yi Yang and said, "You are too late. The villas here are sold out today. But fortunately, I came late, otherwise I would be hurt. The house here is 200,000 yuan per square meter. Even if you can pay the down payment, the subsequent loan repayment pressure is still very high." Yi Yang's lips curled up slightly. High loan repayment pressure. No. The system gave him a fully paid house. "You look so young, you should not have entered society yet, right?" The security uncle looked kind, and he was not deliberately mocking him. Yi Yang nodded. "Graduation is coming soon." "No wonder. You haven't entered the society yet, so you don't know how hard it is to make money. Seeing that you are the same age as my son, as a security guard who has been in the industry for decades, I remind you that if you are not in a hurry, you can buy a house later. There is no need to make yourself live in dire straits because of a house." What a kind uncle. This is really from the heart. He was a house slave in his previous life. Sure enough, the security guards in high-end communities are much kinder. How can it be like the house he bought before? A little security guard's tail is almost up to the sky. Then, Yi Yang chatted with him for a few more words. 3 minutes later, a girl dressed very capably stopped on a small electric scooter. "Are you Mr. Yi?" "I am Yi Yang." After Chen Miao parked the car, she looked at Yi Yang's handsome face, and her face turned red. Are the rich people now so handsome? Fortunately, he is young. "Mr. Yi. My car broke down on the way. I kept you waiting. I'm so sorry." Chen Miao's face was full of apologies. Yi Yang didn't care much. "It's okay. Mr. Yi, here are your property certificates and keys. Please keep them." The girl's fair little hand held the dark red property certificate, which looked very eye-catching. While speaking, Chen Miao bowed 90 degrees. "Mr. Yi. Thank you for your support for our Runk Group's real estate. Your villa is located in the center. Do you need me to take you in?" "The villa in the center." The security guard lost his voice. "Mr. Chen, he bought the most luxurious villa in Yuhua Garden." Chen Miao nodded. "That's right. And I paid in full." "In full?" The security guard was dumbfounded again. Oh my god. He was really stupid just now. He actually gave such self-righteous advice. Isn't this like a beggar advising the emperor to be frugal? Before he graduated, his parents bought a villa in Lujianzui, where every inch of land is worth a lot of money. Look at him. Yes, Mr. Yi is young and promising. He bought a house with his own ability and was very straightforward. The security guard's eyes changed when he looked at Yi Yang. Sure enough. Other people's children are better. I really want to go back and change my stupid son's head. Chapter 8. The head can be cut off, but beauty is indispensable. Wow, system brother, you move your little finger and actually make my image so tall, it's really awesome. At this time, Yi Yang stood at the door of his villa. Holding the key given to him by Chen Miao in his big hand, he was satisfied with the system's fancy farts. It feels so good to be boasted of being rich. Ding! Detected that the host specifically praised this system. This system is in a good mood, and specially gave the host an extra chance to draw a lottery. There is such a good thing. Yi Yang was stunned. After reacting, he immediately praised hard, "System brother, you are simply a fighter in the system. You are full of generosity when you make a move. The system in the entire network does not have half of your generosity." Stop. Detected that the host maliciously flatters, this system decided to cancel the extra reward. Yi Yang, who was talking about it with a dry mouth and wanted to swallow his saliva, was stunned. Is this the so-called extremes of things? At this time. Woof woof woof. A familiar dog barking sounded. Yi Yang looked up and saw a half-human high golden retriever running out of the yard. Yi Yang froze. It's not that he is afraid of dogs, but this golden retriever is really too similar to the dog in his previous life. On the 30th anniversary of being a single dog, Yi Yang finally couldn't stand going home every day to a dark and cold house, so he bought a golden retriever to accompany him. He was a little worried before. He died suddenly from overwork and traveled through time. The golden retriever at home would be pitiful. And now, not only did he travel through time, but the golden retriever also traveled through time. The bad mood of the cancellation of the reward disappeared, and Yi Yang was excited. Bing Bing. He has always been bad at naming. When it was cold at home, he just called her Bing Bing casually. After 5 years, he got used to it. Woof woof woof. The golden retriever seemed to be excited too, and its tail was wagging happily. It looks so similar. Yi Yang inserted the key without saying a word. As soon as the door was slightly cracked, the golden retriever suddenly pounced on him. Even the smell was so familiar. In the living room, Yi Yang took out dog food from the coffee table and fed it to the golden retriever. Bing Bing, why did you come here too? This dog food tastes much better than what we had before, right? Don't worry, your dad is rich now, and he will give you better food in the future. Faced with his nagging, the golden retriever ate the dog food attentively, smacking his lips. After eating, the golden retriever ran into a room and got into his little bed with ease. Yi Yang. So indifferent to him. It was also thanks to the golden retriever not pestering him that Yi Yang had the opportunity to appreciate this luxurious villa. Luxury. Look at the marble floor, the smoothness shows that it is made of top-grade crystal, and then look at the surrounding decorations, it is simply a dreamlike existence. And the diamonds and patterns inlaid on the sofa are all made of pure gold, shining with dazzling colors. TSK. If there is no system, he can't afford it even if he works hard for 10 lifetimes. Lying on the soft and warm big bed, Yi Yang fell asleep sweetly. The next day, Shen Wenwen climbed up from the bed with a pair of panda eyes. HMPH. Stinky Junior. He flirted with her and then ran away. Shen Wenwen didn't fall asleep all night. When she closed her eyes, her head was filled with the masculine aura of a man. Her hard body made her legs weak. When she thought that such a perfect boy actually liked her and tried so hard to attract her attention, Shen Wenwen's heart was so excited that it was about to jump out. Pulling open the curtains, the morning sun sprinkled on the girl's beautiful face, setting off her beauty like a painting. Soon, the girl's rosy little mouth pouted slightly. It's already dawn, and the stinky junior hasn't come yet. HMPH, I was so proactive yesterday, but he still wanted to play hard to get. How annoying. She lifted the loose suspenders. Since you like to play so much, senior sister will play with you. Take out the phone and Shen Wenwen decisively dial Yi Yang's number. At this moment, Yi Yang's face was full of comfortable smiles. In his dream, he was enjoying the treatment of an ancient emperor. Beautiful women fed him grapes, and gently massaged his legs with their little hands, while the maids knelt beside him to fan him and wipe his sweat. He lay on the dragon chair, looking at the appearance of the palace maids, with unspeakable satisfaction in his heart. He felt that his life was too happy, so happy that he wanted to cry. But at this moment, the door was kicked open with a bang, and a figure came out of the dark, accompanied by a cold and frightening chill. Bold. As soon as his voice fell, the person in the dark revealed his true face. Yi Yang's blood suddenly froze. This face. It's Shen Wenwen's. In order to avenge him, senior sister Wenwen was so crazy. He can behead her, but she can't be without beauty. After being single for 35 years, he finally enjoyed something. Is it easy for him? He sat up suddenly, wanting to talk about how immoral Shen Wenwen was, but his waist suddenly flashed, and the severe pain made his head sober. A beautiful woman. A familiar ringtone sounded, and Yi Yang rubbed his aching waist. Damn, who disturbed my sweet dream? How could he be awakened by Shen Wenwen? It was clearly the ringtone that woke him up. Hey! Yi Yang! The girl's pleasant voice overlapped with his voice, and Yi Yang's anger instantly disappeared. What a nice voice! Beauty! Just imagine, what kind of experience is it to have a beautiful lady calling your name in a tender voice just after waking up? Yi Yang stole a glance at his lower abdomen. Just as he was about to speak, the girl's sweet voice continued to sound. Junior brother, why haven't you come to me yet? Suddenly, Yi Yang's thoughts about the beauty in his heart disappeared completely. Shen Wenwen. He would never mistake her voice. There has never been a girl like her, with a voice as clear as pearls falling on a plate, as soft and tender as described in the book, which makes people pregnant at the first hearing. But at this moment, he only felt that it was the call of the devil. Torture. Naked torture. He glanced at the time on his phone. Mission, it's 6 o'clock now. Only 6 o'clock. The girl exclaimed, Junior, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to the time. It's okay, was already on her lips, and before Yi Yang could say it, Shen Wenwen continued, but since you're awake, come over quickly, let me tell you about the assistant's job content. Har. What's embarrassing? She definitely did it on purpose. Talk about the job content. Are you sure you're not trying to intimidate him? I think. Junior, I also graduated from Jiangcheng University. It's too formal to call me Miss Shen. You can call me Senior Sister Wenwen. The girl's sweet voice sounded beside his ear, and Yi Yang's awakened brain finally resumed functioning. Who the hell said Shen Wenwen was a cold flower? Pull him out and beat him to death. Junior. The voice was gentle. Yi Yang's heart began to beat wildly. Chapter 9 is the taste of the Senior Sister Sweet. Miss Shen. If I didn't make it clear yesterday, I'll say it again. I can't be an assistant. Damn it. Yi Yang covered his numb ears and reiterated righteously. Isn't this soft and tender voice tempting him to commit a crime? The man's magnetic and hoarse voice was transmitted to Shen Wenwen's ears through the phone. The girl's pretty face was red, and her pair of eyes as bright as stars were filled with mist. The little hand holding the phone unconsciously exerted force. The junior's voice is so nice. It's so annoying. People have taken the initiative to invite him, but he still wants to make trouble. Is the stinky junior so scheming? It's useless to be shy. Shen Wenwen snorted coldly, Yi Yang, I want to see your people in half an hour, otherwise you go and explain to the school leaders. After that, she hung up the phone directly. Looking at the black screen of the phone, Yi Yang was confused. As expected. His guess was right. This little girl just wanted to take revenge on him. Isn't this revealing her true colors? Just now, he thought Shen Wenwen was a sweet girl. What a joke. Isn't she just bullying him because his family just went bankrupt and he has no connections? Unfortunately, Yi Yang is still buying into this. He didn't go to college in his previous life. Yi Yang really wants to see what a bachelor's degree certificate looks like. Getting up from the bed, Yi Yang started to wash up without saying a word. On the other side, Shen Wenwen held her phone with a look of regret. Why did I say that just now? Wow, my junior brother, don't you think I'm bullying you? Will I leave a bad impression on him? Will he not like me anymore? Thinking of the last possibility, Shen Wenwen felt uneasy. It was not easy to meet a boy with such a high appearance and personality. She really didn't want to miss it. After rolling around on the bed for several times, Shen Wenwen suddenly sat up. Half an hour. If the junior arrived in half an hour and she hadn't packed yet, wouldn't it be embarrassing? She was about to get up and look for clothes, and she noticed the slender and straight jade legs, white as lotus root nodes, which made her, a girl, couldn't help but be moved. The wine-red silk nightgown rolled up because of her rolling around, revealing a large area of spring. A flash of inspiration. A trace of cunning flashed quickly in Shen Wenwen's eyes like clouds and water. Men are lustful. What about the junior? The stinky junior is so arrogant, does she need to increase the dosage? In the villa. Yi Yang packed up and turned on his phone. There were already 99 in the WeChat dormitory group. His name appeared in the last one. In order to let Shen Wenwen know his temper when he arrived a little later, Yi Yang lay on the leather sofa with his phone and leisurely flipped through the chat history. Yi Yang, why haven't you come back yet? Fatty, are you stupid? Isn't it more comfortable to be an assistant to Senior Sister Wenwen than to go back to the dormitory to accompany you? Yi Yang said he is not interested in Senior Sister Wenwen. I am afraid that he will be killed by Senior Sister Wenwen in revenge, and no one will collect his body. It is romantic to die under the peony flowers. I think Senior Sister Wenwen is attracted to Yi Yang. With Yi Yang's bed skills, maybe he has seduced Senior Sister to bed now. Brother at Yi Yang, don't enjoy it alone. Share some beautiful photos with everyone. The building behind is getting crooked. Yi Yang's mouth twitched, and he replied, You are attracted to me. Get him up early in the morning. After sending the message, he got up and went out, but he didn't know that this sentence exploded in the group. Fuck, Yi Yang, you really slept with the cool senior? Awesome. Am I dreaming or am I still asleep? You didn't stop playing until now, did you? Is the senior sweet? But Yi Yang didn't know these, and he didn't know that there was one more person in the dormitory group that was supposed to be 4 people. In the hotel, LVCHA looked at the messages in the group with disdain in her eyes. Is Yi Yang crazy? How could Shen Wenwen like a poor guy like him? This was during the summer vacation, and she took advantage of her good relationship with Yi Yang to join their dormitory group, hoping to gradually infiltrate his circle of friends. Who knew that his family went bankrupt so quickly? Afterwards, she forgot to leave the group. Looking at the records in the group, LVCHA's eyes flashed with a trace of calculation. TSK, a poor guy dared to humiliate me in public, I'll let you taste the taste of being exposed online. She moved her fingers and took screenshots skillfully. Very soon, one after another, the seemingly true and false screenshots became popular on the internet. Yi Yang, who had already become the king of dog licking, was called crazy by everyone, and was besieged and insulted by Shen Wenwen's fans, and his Weibo fell. But this is all later, and Yi Yang didn't know it at all. At this time, he was putting dog food for the golden retriever Bing Bing, and said, Bing Bing, Daddy has something to do outside, you stay at home, I will take you out to play when I come back. In his previous life, he was busy with money and didn't give the golden retriever enough company. It was not until he was reborn that he felt that life sometimes had to slow down. Of course, it was also because he was rich enough now. But the golden retriever bit his trouser leg tightly, howling. Bing Bing can't bear to leave Daddy. How about I take you out with me? The golden retriever let go of Yi Yang at once. Seeing this, Yi Yang couldn't help laughing. Little thing, you can't hold it at home. It's just right to take the golden retriever with you, maybe he can scare Shen Wenwen. Don't think that she can threaten him just because she looks good. Inside the apartment, the bed is full of clothes of various shapes and colors, and Shen Wenwen stands in front of the full-length mirror to change clothes. At this moment, looking at the black milking outfit she is wearing, the girl's face is flushed. Is this dress too revealing? Will the stinky junior think I am not serious? She has always been wrapped tightly when attending programs, and this dress is a birthday gift from her best friend. Just as she was hesitating whether to change it, a bell rang at the door. A trace of panic flashed across Shen Wenwen's eyes. Why did the stinky junior come so quickly? Woo woo woo, what should I do if I haven't put on makeup yet? You say you don't want to, but you actually run faster than anyone else. HMPH. The stinky junior is always like this, disrupting all her plans. How annoying. After Yi Yang pressed the doorbell 3 times at the door, he couldn't hold it anymore. Is this little girl still angry? Wasn't he just a little late? Was it that serious? Just when he wanted to call Shen Wenwen, the door was opened, and a clean and beautiful little face the size of a palm came into view. Different from the maturity after makeup, the girl's face at this moment still had a bit of girlishness, and her eyes were shining with a brilliant light, as if they were the most beautiful stars in the sky at this time. Yi Yang couldn't breathe immediately. No man doesn't like girls. He was no exception. Originally, he thought Shen Wenwen was breathtakingly beautiful, but now he knew that her bare face was YYD's. Chapter 10 Men are lustful by nature. The clean little face like first love, coupled with the hot girl-style milking outfit, is pure and lustful. The super tight top outlines the girl's beautiful figure. The low V-neck can't block the girl's surging waves. From Yi Yang's perspective, he can see the part that cannot be seen by outsiders. It's as white as a peeled egg, and it's difficult to control it with one hand. The tip of his nose instantly became hot, as if a hot stream was about to flow out. Junior, you're here. The girl's sweet and soft voice stimulated Yi Yang's brain nerves. Damn. It's really deadly. He can't stand it. Shen Wenwen saw the emotions in the man's eyes clearly, and her nervous mood was suddenly filled with joy. Sure enough, she was working hard in the right direction. Men are all lustful, and the stinky junior is no exception. She likes the stinky junior's lustful eyes. If he confessed to her with that beautiful voice that makes people pregnant, wouldn't it be more enjoyable? Thinking of this, Shen Wenwen took advantage of their victory to pursue. Junior, am I beautiful? She took a step forward, her eyes as clear as clouds and water flashed with cunning, her beautiful face smiled sweetly, and with her soft and tender voice, Yi Yang wanted to surrender every minute. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Senior sister, you are so beautiful. The words rushed at the corners of his lips, as if they would be leaked in the next second. At this time, woof woof woof. The golden retriever barked, and Yi Yang woke up suddenly. Damn. He almost broke his defense. Shen Wenwen was shocked, and she realized that Yi Yang actually brought a golden retriever with him. Why did you bring a dog? The girl was pale, and her pair of star-like eyes were full of panic. Seeing this, Yi Yang felt a trace of regret in his heart. Why should he, a grown man, use this method to deal with a little girl? I'm sorry, no one takes care of my golden retriever, so I. Don't worry, it's very well behaved and won't bite anyone. Before he finished speaking, the golden retriever pounced on Shen Wenwen. Bing bing. In a panic, Yi Yang called out the golden retriever's name. Usually, when he called out so fiercely, the golden retriever would definitely behave well, but at this time, the golden retriever didn't stop. When Shen Wenwen froze and had no time to react, the golden retriever hugged her thigh with its two paws and rubbed its head on it. Yi Yang. What's going on? Fuck. Does even a dog like beautiful women these days? This dog never stuck to women before. Shen Wenwen's little face was pale. Yi Yang, why do I feel it rubbing against my legs? No. You don't have to feel it. It's rubbing. Yi Yang's face was burning. He coughed lightly. Senior Wenwen, my Bing Bing seems to like you very much. It's a very docile dog and will never bite you. What did you call me? Before he finished speaking, the girl's soft and slightly surprised voice rang out. When she was a child, Shen Wenwen was bitten by a dog, so she has been very wary of creatures like dogs for so many years. But now, looking at Yi Yang's anxious explanation, she actually felt a sense of conviction from the bottom of her heart that the dog would not hurt her. Yi Yang was embarrassed. How did he call out the name in his heart? Wouldn't it make this stinky girl complacent? The man's face was unpredictable, and when he fell into Shen Wenwen's eyes, she unconsciously curled up a smile at the corner of her lips. TSK. Stinky brother. I wonder how long you can stay hard. After feeling that the golden retriever had no ill will towards her, Shen Wenwen squatted down and gently touched its head. Your name is. Just when she was about to ask what the golden retriever's name was, she suddenly remembered that Yi Yang called it Bing Bing twice in a row. She raised her head and looked at Yi Yang. Its name is Bing Bing, right? Yi Yang was still blaming himself for being so quick-witted just now. Hearing this, he nodded subconsciously. But the next second, he noticed that the girl's face changed. Yi Yang was confused. Come in. The girl's voice became softer, with a hint of joy. Turning around, Shen Wenwen smiled like a flower. Then she pouted her little mouth again, and her mind was full of wild imagination. Humph. This golden retriever looks so big. Wenwen. Bing Bing. TSK, how many years has this stinky junior had a crush on her? In order to miss her, he even named the dog after her. There aren't many boys who are so loyal, she has to cherish him. After entering the room, Shen Wenwen went to take care of herself, leaving Yi Yang and the golden retriever in the living room. Bing Bing, your behavior is too dog-licking. Daddy tells you, you have to be a dog with principles. Thinking of the embarrassing posture of the golden retriever just now, Yi Yang felt it necessary to warn him. But as soon as he finished speaking, the golden retriever stood up and ran towards Shen Wenwen, hugging the girl's slender waist with his paws. Yi Yang. Shen Wenwen was putting on makeup, feeling the soft paws hugging her. She chuckled, you are such a little pervert. Yi Yang, who was sitting on the sofa, felt offended. He always felt that Shen Wenwen was making a veiled complaint. But seeing the golden retriever rubbing back and forth on the girl's slender waist, and looking at him from time to time, Yi Yang felt very hurt. He actually lived worse than a dog. If he holds her white and soft waist, she will be so happy, right? After drawing her eyebrows, Shen Wenwen glanced at Yi Yang, who was sitting on the sofa and looking at her phone, and she was so happy. This stinky junior is really a scheming boy. He even trained his own dog to flirt with her. Then why doesn't he take the initiative to flirt with her? And he sits so far away. Humph. Stinky Junior, you have attracted my attention now. As long as you take the initiative, I will agree in a minute. Shen Wenwen pouted and whispered in her heart. Thinking of his hesitation, Shen Wenwen couldn't help but look at him with resentment. A chill came over her instantly. Yi Yang looked up and met the girl's eyes. Damn. Wouldn't she find out that I was deliberately peeking at her? What does this look mean? Is she calculating how to send me in again? Before he could figure out what was going on, the girl's cold voice rang out, "Yi Yang, I'm hungry." "Oh." Yi Yang subconsciously replied, "If you're hungry, then you're hungry." The girl looked at him with resentment again. "You're my assistant. This stinky junior. This is too much of a play hard to get." Yi Yang's mind finally came to its senses, and he coughed lightly, "Then I'll take you to dinner." Hearing this, a smile bloomed on Shen Wenwen's little face. "Yeah." She stood up and was about to go out, but noticed that her clothes were too revealing, so she said, I'll go change clothes first." At this time, looking at the girl's usual cold image and the very conservative clothes, Yi Yang had a doubt in his mind. Why did he feel that Shen Wenwen's dress just now was to deliberately seduce him? Women dress to please themselves. Could it be that Shen Wenwen likes him? Chapter 11: The Legendary Wall Dong. This thought only stayed in Yi Yang's head for a second before it disappeared. It was just one of the three great illusions in life. He was still too young. Shen Wenwen just wanted to get revenge on him, deliberately seduced him into committing a crime, and then sent him to the police station, that's it. After emphasizing this concept in his head 3 times, Yi Yang's mood gradually stabilized. "Junior brother, can you drive?" "Yes." Yi Yang nodded, quite proud, "I'm an old driver." "Really?" Shen Wenwen's eyes were filled with obvious surprise and joy. "Then I have to try the skills of an old driver." Yi Yang. He actually forgot that this parallel world was different from his previous era. Take cultural level as an example, which is the most obvious difference between the two. Today's China is quite backward in terms of cultural level. It does not have a long history of 5,000 years, not to mention these advanced internet terms. In Shen Wenwen's ears, old driver is just a driver with good skills. He raised his eyebrows slightly, "Then I'll take you to have some fun." When he turned around, Yi Yang remembered that his golden retriever was still curled up on the sofa. He turned back, "Bing Bing, let's go." In response, the golden retriever rubbed his head on the sofa and found a comfortable position to lie down. This dog who values love over friendship. Seeing Shen Wenwen staring at him, Yi Yang's face turned red. "Dad is going out, are you going?" Hearing this, Shen Wenwen's eyes were slightly stunned. What did he say just now? The girl's pretty face suddenly turned red. What kind of bad taste does this stinky junior have? People treat him as a boyfriend, but he actually wants to be a father to others. How shameful. Is he talking to the golden retriever or to others? Afraid that Yi Yang would say something embarrassing again, Shen Wenwen quickly stopped him. "Yi Yang, we're going to school, it may not be appropriate to take it with us, it likes my place very much, let it stay." Downstairs, looking at the pure black Audi A6, Yi Yang shed tears of envy. Shen Wenwen can own a luxury car worth about 600,000 yuan 2 years after graduation, while he has been working hard in society for more than 10 years and can only drive a low-end Geely. It's really annoying. Seeing Yi Yang staring at her car without saying a word, Shen Wenwen's eyes flashed with panic. Oh my god. She actually forgot that Yi Yang was the only son of the richest man in Jiangcheng. He should have never seen such a low-end car, right? When she wanted to enter the entertainment industry, the old man was very unhappy and stopped all her financial resources. She had no choice but to drive this kind of car. It didn't feel like a big deal before, but now she is embarrassed. "Are you used to driving this kind of car?" Shen Wenwen asked cautiously. Yi Yang didn't notice anything unusual about the girl. He said calmly, "Okay." After saying that, he opened the passenger door. Wow. Yi Yang is such a gentleman. He doesn't know how to say it, but he does it. Shen Wenwen had a better impression of him. After Yi Yang opened the door, he remembered that he was a driver. He pinched his fingertips inconspicuously and returned to the driver's seat. It's easy to be dazzled by a beautiful woman. As soon as he sat down, a sweet fragrance unique to the girl came to his face. The next second, the girl's whole body fell on him, and the enlarged version of her beautiful face came into view. The two were very close, and Yi Yang could even see her smooth skin with 0 pores, which was so beautiful that it made his heart jump out. Her warm breath sprayed on his face, with an intoxicating breath. Yi Yang was confused. What did she want to do? God. It was obvious that she had become much more normal. Yi Yang almost forgot her fundamental purpose of wanting to retaliate against him and diss her. But now, could she be trying to seduce him again? Is this action to kiss him? The legendary Wall Dong. Then will he ever obey? He is a man after all, of course he should fight back. But, will the system think this is dog-licking behavior? With his imagination running wild, Yi Yang had no time to put it into practice. With a click, the girl's sweet fragrance disappeared, accompanied by her soft and sticky tone. This seatbelt is a bit difficult to deal with. Are you sure it's the seatbelt that's difficult? Not you? Yi Yang felt empty in his heart and regretted it. He should have kissed her just now. At the same time, Shen Wenwen pulled up the mask, covering her rosy face like a rose, but couldn't hide her clear eyes like stars. The depths of her eyes were filled with fascination, and her heart was beating non-stop. Woohoo! The masculine smell of the stinky junior is so charming. The smell of hormones is about to drown her. It's really unbearable. Mission, I will leave after sending you to school. I will pick you up after your get out of class. Hearing that Yi Yang was actually leaving, Shen Wenwen frowned and said in a cold voice, "Where are you going?" This stinky junior wants to play hard to get again. Obviously, she has been so proactive with him and even helped him fasten his seat belt, but he still wants to take advantage of her. So angry. Yi Yang was driving and made an excuse, "I have class." Har. A cold laugh sounded in his ears. An A4 paper was handed over, and Yi Yang took it subconsciously, and found that it was his class schedule. This is far from the truth. In order to get revenge on him, this little girl did a lot of homework. Yi Yang coughed awkwardly. I may have remembered it wrong. But this did not bother Yi Yang, and he immediately had another idea in his head. Senior Wenwen, I am already a senior, my family is bankrupt, and I still have to send resumes everywhere to find a job. Now, Shen Wenwen can't refuse, right? At this time, if someone was at the scene, they would definitely be shocked. Being able to get close to Shen Wenwen is the ideal of thousands of otakus, but Yi Yang racked his brains to escape. Isn't this a brain hole? Yi Yang, the person involved, was helpless. Shen Wenwen is worthy of being the national goddess. Her every frown and smile is charming. The most fatal thing is that she will tease you from time to time, making you feel itchy and then pretending to be indifferent, which is very. In short, he doesn't want to die young. Listening to Yi Yang's excuses, Shen Wenwen's eyelids drooped slightly, and a trace of complex emotions flashed in the depths of his eyes. The stinky junior brother is indeed different. Other families went bankrupt, and most of the rich second generations were confused and at a loss, but he was able to use such a short time to adjust his state when both parents ran away, and was even willing to lower his head to submit resumes to find a job. Her favorability increased a few points. Will the bad guys outside bully him? Shen Wenwen's heart was so soft. Yi Yang, you work hard as an assistant for me, and when you graduate, I will support you. Yi Yang. He almost stepped on the brake instead of the accelerator. How is this different from the law of normal development? Yi Yang, I'm serious. I can make a lot of money. The girl's voice rang in his ears, and Yi Yang turned his head to meet the girl's clear and clean eyes, and the depths of her eyes were full of seriousness. Chapter 12. She is not clean. Is this a God-given soft rice? Rich senior sister is awesome plus. If he hadn't been caught dissing Shen Wenwen before, and he didn't see through Shen Wenwen's intentions. Just relying on the beauty of the senior sister, he was so moved that he cried and begged for help. But now, the steel wool ball has become a household name. How dare he? After calming down for a second, Yi Yang whispered, "A man with great ambitions can't be supported by a woman. Isn't it normal for a man to earn money to support the family and a woman to be beautiful?" The man's voice was as hoarse and magnetic as fine wine, and he whispered in her ear like a lover. Shen Wenwen's face flushed, and the stinky junior was teasing her again. I didn't expect the stinky junior to have such great ambitions. Is he telling her his true feelings in a subtle way? In the future, he will earn money to support the family, and she will be responsible for being beautiful and giving birth to 2 cute babies. Thinking of this, Shen Wenwen quickly rubbed her red and hot face. Oh my god. She is a fairy. How can she think about these colorful things? We're here. Yi Yang's voice brought her back to her thoughts. Shen Wenwen looked up and saw the familiar Jiangcheng University. Let's go to the cafeteria to have a meal first. After saying that, the man took the initiative to get out of the car and opened the door. Seeing Yi Yang's thoughtful actions, Shen Wenwen's favorability towards him soared. The stinky junior never let her down. The two of them were very good looking, and they attracted countless people's attention as soon as they got off the car. Oh my god, is this guy from our school? He is so handsome that I want to cry. I guess he has 8 abdominal muscles. The girl next to him is also very beautiful. Look at her tall figure, beautiful figure, cold and outstanding temperament. Even with a mask on, I can imagine her beauty. Is this a couple? Handsome guy and beautiful girl YYDS. Do they have a Douyin? I want to be a fan. Listening to their whispers around, Shen Wenwen glanced at Yi Yang quietly. Others said they were a couple, but the stinky junior didn't explain. He must have been hoping that others would say that, right? No wonder he brought me to the cafeteria to eat, just to experience the refreshing feeling of being envied by his peers, right? What a scheming boy. But she really likes him more and more. At this moment, Yi Yang felt so happy. In his previous life, he had never held a girl's hand, but in this life, he could walk around the campus with the national goddess. Feeling the envious and jealous eyes of those college boys, he felt extremely satisfied. What do you want to eat? Afraid of becoming a public enemy, Yi Yang planned to find a small corner for Shen Wenwen to sit after asking her what she wanted to eat, and then go buy breakfast himself. Who knew? Shen Wenwen started to imagine again. The stinky junior was too good, wasn't he? He actually used the couple's way of getting along with her right from the start. But how could she be such an unsympathetic girl? Of course, she had to accompany him. The two of them bought breakfast together in the school cafeteria. This is the way modern couples should get along, right? She blinked. I wonder if there are any new things in the past 2 years. Junior brother, I'll go with you. Junior brother? Oh my god, this guy is so awesome that he actually hooked up with a senior sister. The junior sister is so delicate and sits and waits for food. The senior sister is so considerate and it's so comfortable to accompany her. Young people don't know how good senior sisters are, and mistakenly treat junior sisters as treasures. This big brother is sober. Hearing the word junior brother, some men climaxed again, and looked at Yi Yang with more envy and jealousy. Yi Yang was non-committal about Shen Wenwen's words, and he nodded, okay. There were many students in the cafeteria in the morning. Seeing the girl being touched from time to time, Yi Yang frowned. He reached out and pulled Shen Wenwen's wrist, holding her in front of him, and whispered, "Don't run around." The two were very close, and the clear and pleasant smell of hormones belonging to men filled her nose. She could even feel the hot breath emanating from the man's chest. Shen Wenwen's face suddenly turned red. Woo woo woo. She was touched by the stinky junior. She was not clean. She actually sold herself like this. But his embrace was really warm. She liked it so much. Shen Wenwen took a step back and narrowed the distance between the two. At this moment, Yi Yang was also confused. How did he pull Shen Wenwen's wrist? The girl's sweet and charming fragrance lingered in his nose, and Yi Yang's heart was beating non-stop. He, after 2 lifetimes, finally touched a woman's hand, and she was a big beauty. I really want to use a loudspeaker to publicize it. As soon as this thought came up, Yi Yang thought of the key point. Why is Shen Wenwen called a cold goddess? She has filmed 2 dramas in the past 2 years, and has never had any intimate behavior with any male actor. She is so pure and innocent. But, when he held her hand just now, why didn't she struggle? He panicked. Will this little girl scream, molest? No. He will never allow his reputation to be ruined. Without thinking, Yi Yang suddenly let go of Shen Wenwen's wrist and took a step back without leaving a trace. Without the embrace of the man's warm palm, Shen Wenwen's heart was chilled. What are you doing? She turned around and looked at Yi Yang resentfully. Sure enough. She was going to settle the score later. Yi Yang looked around, trying to minimize the influence. At this time, the voice of the cafeteria aunt came over. Hey, boys, are you going to buy food? Yes. Yi Yang praised the cafeteria aunt in his heart, and turned to look at Shen Wenwen, senior sister, what do you want to eat? Shen Wenwen breathed a sigh of relief. So it was because he wanted to buy food that the stinky junior let her go. I want a fried dough stick and a cup of soy milk. Yi Yang ordered another bowl of beef noodles before taking out his meal card to swipe. Ding di. No money. It was so embarrassing that even drinking water would get stuck in his teeth. Before he could speak, Shen Wenwen took his meal card. I'll go and top up some money. No. There's a long way to go, and we'll have dinner together. After saying that, the girl blinked and turned away. Yi Yang was confused. This is going a bit wrong. He just took advantage of Shen Wenwen, and she was so kind as to top up his meal card. Could it be? Could it be that she is going to run away and embarrass herself here? It is absolutely possible. Yi Yang would never believe that Shen Wenwen is so kind. He was just about to tell his aunt that he didn't want to go, when a familiar fat man's voice came from behind him. Yi Yang, you are amazing. If I hadn't seen you in the cafeteria, I would have rarely talked to you. Just now my senior sister was here, so I was embarrassed to come over. I see that you are making good progress. Come and share with me. Last night, because he asked Yi Yang if he would go back to the dormitory, his two roommates jointly dissed single dogs for worrying too much about their lifelong events. When he thought about it, it was really urgent to get out of being single. It was right to find Yi Yang, the master of emotions, to share his experience. Li Qi's nagging made his head hurt, and Yi Yang interrupted without saying a word. Swipe the card. Chapter 13. Let's live together. What card? Li Qi was confused. Rice card. Yi Yang added, treating me. Didn't senior sister top up your account? How can my meal be as delicious as yours? Isn't it a family meal? Li Qi was speechless after hearing this, and he took out his meal card obediently. After swiping the card, Yi Yang took the meal and left. Hey, you haven't shared it with me yet. Li Qi wanted to follow, but he saw Shen Wenwen walking towards Yi Yang from a distance. He was scared. He didn't know if Senior Wenwen saw his loud voice just now. Looking at his cell phone, Li Qi's eyes flashed with a trace of struggle, and then it disappeared. Yi Yang should also know about the online rumors, right? He and Senior Wenwen are together, which is the most favorable counterattack against the trolls. I can't disturb them. Yi Yang had just found a place to sit down with breakfast, and a beautiful figure blocked the light above his head. He looked up and met the girl's clear eyes filled with surprise. Why are you here? Did you pay? Yi Yang. She didn't leave. When it fell on the fried dough sticks in his hand, he suddenly realized that it must be because she saw that he had successfully escaped. He coughed lightly. I met a friend, and he treated me. Man or woman? Shen Wenwen sat down on the stool, and a trace of sharpness flashed through the depths of her clear eyes. Just now, she and Yi Yang had been together for so long and no friends came to her. As soon as she left, a friend actually invited her to dinner. It must be a woman. This stinky brother actually hooked up with girls behind her back. Angry. That's right, he is so handsome, it's normal for girls to take the initiative to treat him to dinner. Humph. The stinky brother actually accepted everyone who came. It's not the turn of other women to treat her man. Handing the meal card to Yi Yang, Shen Wenwen narrowed her narrow eyes imperceptibly, and warned in a low voice, take it, if it's not enough, I'll give it to you. Like a conditioned reflex, Yi Yang wanted to refuse. But thinking that this meal card was originally his, he simply took it. Feeling the cold and intimidating aura lingering around the girl, Yi Yang was more convinced of his idea. Shen Wenwen definitely wanted to see him make a fool of himself. Seeing that he was saved by the fat man Li Qi, she was very unhappy and was now thinking about how to deal with him. Look, she told him with the attitude of a domineering female president that she would give him if the money was not enough. If he really believed it, he would be a fool. He dared to guarantee it. There is definitely no money in this card. Don't talk when eating and don't talk when sleeping. If you are not active in eating, there is something wrong with your thinking. Yi Yang decisively lowered his head and started eating. When he was halfway through eating, Shen Wenwen's voice suddenly rang out, Junior, do you have a girlfriend? Yi Yang. Shen Wenwen didn't want to use her brain anymore and wanted to mock him directly. Who on the internet doesn't know that Yi Yang is the ultimate licker? The Weibo hot search probably hasn't been removed yet. Which girl dares to be with him? He swallowed the noodles in his mouth and was about to launch a strong counterattack, only to see Shen Wenwen's head tilted, and the corners of her delicate lips slightly raised, outlining a perfect arc. You shouldn't have won. Damn. Does he look like a single dog? Uncles can tolerate it, but aunts can't. Junior, I'll be your girlfriend. Yi Yang was stunned. He raised his eyes and looked into the girl's eyes as bright as stars. The big watery eyes hit his heart at once, and his heart beat a few times inexplicably fast. Is this a confession? Why would Shen Wenwen confess to him? It was April Fool's Day. No. It must be a new way of revenge that she racked her brains to come up with. Thinking of this, Yi Yang took out a tissue and slowly wiped the corners of his lips. The man's slender fingers were clearly jointed, and his movements were elegant and noble, making it difficult for people to look away. Shen Wenwen gently pursed her red lips, and her hands on her knees twisted unconsciously. He tried so hard to attract her attention, she will definitely agree, right? He. Before she could start thinking, the corners of the man's lips began to move. No. The man's voice was magnetic and powerful, but Shen Wenwen was stunned. How dare the stinky junior refuse her? He touched her, how could he not take responsibility? Scumbag. Yi Yang saw the girl's expression, and he said firmly, I am the father you will never get in this life. Shen Wenwen. This stinky brother is so shameful, he actually used father to describe their relationship again. When she thought that Yi Yang might flirt with other coquettish bitches in the future, she felt particularly uncomfortable. She had to think of a way to take the stinky junior for herself. Ding! Their host was detected to have rejected the dog-licking behavior once. This system rewards their host with a chance to draw a lottery. Please ask if their host is enabled. The beautiful voice of the system sounded in his mind. Yi Yang gave himself a thumbs up in his heart. As smart as he is, his reaction speed is amazing. Not only did he not fall into Shen Wenwen's trap, but he also received the system reward. He was very happy. Start. Before he finished speaking, the girl's voice sounded again. Then let's live together. This time, Yi Yang was shocked. In order to retaliate against him, this killer move was quite heavy. It's hard to be hard with beauty in front of him. Shen Wenwen's beautiful eyes stared at the handsome man's face in front of her, who was so handsome that the woman's legs were weak. She didn't dare to miss any emotion in his eyes. You are my assistant. I hope you will fully cooperate with me in the next 3 months. No. I refuse. As soon as he finished speaking, Yi Yang ran away without even finishing his noodles. He was really afraid that this little girl would say something earth-shattering to retaliate against him. How could he bear this? Seeing Yi Yang running like a rabbit, Shen Wenwen's eyes shot out a hint of coldness. This stinky junior must have been dazzled by the coquettish bitch just now. If she caught him, who would he be? Har har. Li Qi shuddered outside the cafeteria. He was about to go in to see if Yi Yang had finished eating, but was hit by a big guy. Oh my god, I'm not walking. Yi Yang, what are you doing? You throw yourself into my arms when you see me? You don't really have any ideas about me, do you? You? Yi Yang's head was about to go bald. Please put away your narcissism. After saying that, he was about to leave, eager to calm down, but Li Qi grabbed his wrist. I have something to tell you. That Lu Cha is a piece of shit. I don't know when she got into our dormitory group and posted the screenshots of us last night on the internet. Now everyone is scolding you, even more severely than the licking dog king before. As he spoke, Li Qi opened the Weibo interface. At a glance, the screen was full of dirty words. Is Yi Yang crazy because he can't lick Lu Cha? He is so narcissistic that he thinks Goddess Wenwen likes him. Does he like his family to go bankrupt or like him to have delusions? There are countless similar words. Seeing Yi Yang silent, Li Qi said anxiously, you can't still love Lu Cha, right? She treats you like this. Chapter 14 Just a slut who is tired of playing. Love a ghost. Unable to bear Li Qi's chattering, Yi Yang interrupted directly. That's good. Li Qi breathed a sigh of relief, then showed worry. Now the internet is calling for people to find you, what are you going to do? Cold scrambled eggs. Hey, I'm not kidding you. At this time, the phone rang. Yi Yang answered it with a hiss, and a respectful male voice came out immediately. Hello, I'm Zhu Sanwen, the general manager of Dingxing Bank. Excuse me, are you Mr. Yi? Not long ago, Dingxing Bank, the largest private bank in China, actually changed its boss. His surgery delayed the best time to contact the new boss. Zhu Sanwen was very worried, fearing that the new boss would let him go if he was not happy. I'm Yi Yang. The man's gentle voice was a bit childish. Zhu Sanwen's eyes flashed with surprise. His tone was more respectful. Mr. Yi, I have reserved a table at Xingyang restaurant. Is it convenient for you? I want to treat you to a meal and report my work. Yi Yang agreed. Zhu Sanwen was immediately excited. Where are you, Mr. Yi? I'll pick you up. No need, I'll go there myself. Jiancheng University is not far from Xingyang Restaurant. When the original owner was a rich second generation, he often went to Xingyang Restaurant to have a good time. Okay. Mr. Yi, see you at Xingyang Restaurant. After hanging up the phone. Turning around, he met Li Qi's expectant eyes. Yi Yang, is it senior sister Wenwen who wants to talk to you about something? Yi Yang. He shook his head and was about to say goodbye, but then he changed his mind and handed him the meal card. Thank you for telling me about this. I'll buy you a cup of milk tea. Go buy it yourself, okay. What are you going to do? Private business. Li Qi was stunned. Are you going to deal with that little bitch Lu Cha? He stopped a taxi from the roadside. Yi Yang went directly to Xingyang Restaurant. That little bitch Lu Cha is not as good as his hundreds of billions of assets. Xingyang Restaurant is a high-end restaurant with elegant decoration and noble atmosphere. The average consumption per person is tens of thousands. It is a place that Yi Yang once dared not set foot in. Hello, sir. Have you reserved a table? As soon as he walked to the door, a waitress came to greet him. Yi Yang was about to nod when a sharp female voice came from the front. Hey, the dead licker chased him here. Wasn't you very arrogant in school before? A licker is a licker, and he can't change his nature. Yi Yang turned his head and saw Lu Cha standing not far away, holding Chen Jun's arm, wearing a loose white t-shirt. TSK, some people are just too proud. Seeing Yi Yang's eyes fall on Lu Cha, Chen Jun's eyes flashed with a hint of pride. Yi Yang, LVCHA is my girlfriend now, stay away from her. Don't dream of something that doesn't belong to you. Chen Jun is also a second-generation rich man, famous for his romantic life. Several women he liked actually wagged their heads and tails at Yi Yang, the son of the richest man in Jiancheng, and ignored him. It makes people extremely angry. During the summer vacation, LVCHA revealed that Yi Yang was her loyal licker, which gave Chen Jun an opportunity. If he hooked up with a woman that Yi Yang couldn't lick, wouldn't he look very awesome? At this moment, he put his arms around LVCHA's slender waist and deliberately bit the girl's pink lips. LVCHA pretended to be shy. Arjuan, there are people here. You. Yi Yang almost wanted to scratch his eyes. Dreaming of her? She's just a piece of slut that I'm tired of playing with. The voice was cold, and Yi Yang's eyes were full of disdain. This is not what Yi Yang said, nonsense. In memory, this LVCHA and the original owner had a lot of fun. On the bed, in the kitchen, on the sofa, on the balcony, on the floor, even in the open air, I don't know how many times. That scale makes this 35-year-old middle-aged uncle blush and his heart beat fast. What? Chen Jun's face suddenly turned pale, and he stared at LVCHA fiercely. Didn't you say that he had never slept with you? No. A trace of panic flashed in LVCHA's eyes. Jun, don't believe him. If he slept with me, how could he still lick me like this? In order to prove the credibility of her words, she glared at Yi Yang and sneered. Stinky licker, stop following me, or I will call the police. Following her? How shameless. Don't do what you want unless others don't know it. Yi Yang smiled coldly. Besides, why do you think I came here to follow you? Are you the legendary Piyushan woman? LVCHA was going to explode. If you're not following me, then why are you here? Don't tell me you're here for dinner. Your Yi family has become the first loser in Jiancheng, don't you know what's going on? This little money was really nothing to Yi Yang before. But the Yi family went bankrupt, his parents both ran away, and now Yi Yang is a poor bastard, who probably can't even afford 300 yuan. These words pleased Chen Jun. In his eyes, Yi Yang was just being stubborn. With a hint of amusement in his eyes, he took out a handful of money from his bag. Here's the money, I'll treat you to a meal, for our friendship as classmates. After saying that, he threw the money on the ground. Lu Cha was satisfied with Chen Jun's reaction, and she looked at Yi Yang, adding insult to injury. Yi Yang, my Arjun is kind-hearted, and he'll treat you, a poor bastard, to a meal, and get out of here after dinner. Har. This little money is enough to humiliate him? Yi Yang didn't even look at the money on the ground. His eyes swept over the two people's arms that were intimately linked. A trace of sarcasm flashed across his lips. A bitch and a chicken are inseparable. The smiles on Chen Jun and Lu Cha's faces suddenly froze. Yi Yang. How dare you scold me? Chen Jun was going crazy. Who gave Yi Yang the courage? He shook off Lu Cha's arm and wanted to punch Yi Yang to death. Mr. Chen, what's wrong? A short, fat, bald man came over. His chubby face was full of flattering smiles. Chen Jun was a VIP of Xingyang restaurant, and he couldn't neglect him. Manager Wang. What do your restaurant security guards do? How can you let such a poor bastard get in? Following Chen Jun's gaze, Manager Wang saw Yi Yang. He was stunned. Young Master Yi. Young Master Yi. Are you crazy? His family is bankrupt. He's just a poor bastard. Manager Wang hesitated, and Chen Jun said something cruel. If I don't drive him away today, don't even think about me patronizing your business in the future. Seeing that Yi Yang was so poor that he couldn't even afford a suitable piece of clothing, Manager Wang immediately had a plan in his mind. Yi Yang, our high-end restaurant is not for a bankrupt bastard like you to spend money on. Get out of here and don't delay our business. A trace of malice flashed in Chen Jun's eyes. Manager Wang, I think you can put a notice at the door. Yi Yang and dogs are not allowed to enter. What do you think? Chapter 15 The Billionaire's Woman. Zhu Sanwen hurried to the door and was about to call Yi Yang to ask if he had arrived. That's all I heard. He looked up and saw Manager Wang and two other men stopping a young man at the door. Combined with the childish male voice on the phone, his expression darkened. He immediately walked over quickly with a respectful attitude. Mr. Yi. Yi Yang nodded. It's me. Sorry. There was a traffic jam on the road, I was late. Zhu Sanwen quickly admitted his mistake. But there was a storm in my heart. The new boss of Dingxing Bank, which is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, actually looks to be only in his 20s? Fine. Manager Wang was stunned to see Zhu Sanwen being so respectful to Yi Yang. Mr. Zhu, this is a bankrupt rich second generation, you. Bankrupt you asshole. Zhu Sanwen slapped him immediately. He just saw Manager Wang letting a fool bully Yi Yang, and he didn't know what stupid thing he had done before. This is our new boss of Dingxing Bank, worth hundreds of billions. I told you to treat me well, but you acted like this. Manager Wang was stunned. Before he could finish, Zhu Sanwen interrupted him. Pack your things and get out. The Zhu family can't afford to support a blind person like you. Xingyang restaurant was opened by Zhu Sanwen's younger brother, and he didn't want to offend Yi Yang because of a small manager. How powerful is the force behind the temporary purchase of Dingxing Bank? I was wrong. Boss Zhu, please don't fire me. I have been working in Xingyang for 5 years. Snap. A slap in the face stopped Manager Wang from nagging. 5 years and still like this. I just ran into this. Before I saw it, I didn't know how many big clients you had offended. Get out of here. Manager Wang was dragged away by the security guard, and Zhu Sanwen finally had the energy to look at Yi Yang. Mr. Yi, it's my fault for not hosting you well enough. Chen Jun and Lu Cha were stunned. Uncle Zhu, Yi Yang is the only son of the richest man in the Yi family. His family is bankrupt. How could he be the boss of Dingxing Bank? Did you make a mistake? Hearing Chen Jun's cautious voice, Zhu Sanwen remembered that there was such a stupid person. Who are you? Uncle Zhu, I'm Chen Jun. 2 days ago. Someone come. Before he could finish, Zhu Sanwen interrupted him. Put a notice on the door. Chen Jun and dogs are not allowed to enter. Uncle Zhu. Who is your uncle? Don't recognize relatives randomly. I don't have a stupid nephew like you. Just like that, Chen Jun was also dragged out by the security guards. Lu Cha was stunned. Unable to understand the situation, she could only follow Chen Jun out. When the noisy flies were gone, Zhu Sanwen immediately looked at Yi Yang, his tone flattering and cautious. Mr. Yi, let's go upstairs to eat. If he loses his job because of these fools, he will be at a big loss. Yi Yang nodded, but a hint of deep meaning flashed in his dark eyes. Do you know Chen Jun? No. Zhu Sanwen subconsciously wanted to deny it. But he stopped talking. His surname is Chen, so he should be the son of Chen Shun. His family is in real estate, and they are running out of money and are about to go bankrupt. Recently, he has been running to the bank to get a mortgage loan. Oh, that's it. Do you still dare to show off in front of him? A sneer appeared on Yi Yang's lips. Help him. Good. Zhu Sanwen answered immediately. As a general manager with many years of experience, he is very good at reading people's expressions. Is this an irony? I'll call him right away. At this time, Chen Shun was telling his wife proudly that she didn't need to worry, and that the loan would be approved today. When he received the call, he was delighted and asked, "Mr. Zhu, is it?" "Mr. Chen, your company does not meet the requirements and the loan cannot be approved." Chen Shun was confused. "Didn't you say yesterday that the money could be released today? I need it urgently." Listening to Chen Shun's chatter, Zhu Sanwen interrupted impatiently, "Go ask your son." Outside Xingyang restaurant. "Didn't you say the Yi family went bankrupt?" Chen Jun slapped Lu Cha in the face. "He's going to be mad." "I wanted to embarrass Yi Yang, but I didn't expect to be slapped in the face instead." Looking at the big words, "Chen Jun and dogs are not allowed to enter," on the glass door, his eyes were almost blinded. Everyone knows this. Lu Cha covered his red face and asked tentatively, "Did you admit your mistake?" She still remembered the look of despair on Yi Yang's face when he hugged her and said pitifully that his parents had run away and she was the only one left for him. What a mistake! He is the general manager of Dingxing Bank. My father flatters him whenever he sees him, but he actually fawns over Yi Yang. Before he could finish his words, Lu Cha slapped him back. "How dare you hit me?" Chen Jun was confused. Lu Cha slapped him again and snorted, "I'm a woman who has been with a billionaire. What's wrong with hitting a poor bastard like you?" After saying that, she walked in carrying her bag. Chen Jun subconsciously wanted to chase after him, but he was stopped by the security guard as soon as he reached the door. Grass. He was very angry when his cell phone rang. Chen Jun frowned and answered the call. Chen Shun's irritable voice came from the other end, "What have you done again, you prodigal son?" "I don't." "You're lying to me." "Dingxing Bank refused to provide a loan to our company. Our company went bankrupt and you became a poor bastard. Are you completely satisfied?" "Dad, Stop talking nonsense. Where are you?" As soon as Chen Jun explained the location, Chen Shun said coldly, "Organize the language. If you can't explain it clearly, I will beat you to death." Soon. Chen Shun rushed to Xingyang restaurant and saw his good-for-nothing son at first glance. He slapped him in the face. What's going on? During this period, Chen Jun had already believed that Yi Yang was really the boss of Dingxing Bank. He was extremely panicked and quickly explained the whole story. Chen Shun slapped him again. "How could I give birth to a worthless son like you? Playing with women every day will eventually lead to your death by women. Come in with me and apologize." Thinking that other people's sons of the same age are already billionaires, while his own son is a prodigal son, Chen Shun slapped him again. "If you can't handle it, get out." At the same time, Lu Cha came to the box where Yi Yang was. She softened her voice, "Yang, I didn't do that to you on purpose, it was Chen Jun. I had no choice." "You. This person is really shameless." The corners of Yi Yang's lips curled up in a sneer. He snorted coldly, "Where are those wild dogs barking?" Zhu Sanwen, a sharp man, guessed the bloody plot in a second. He immediately responded, "Boss Yi, I'll send someone to drive the stray dogs away." "Yang, you love me so much, you will definitely forgive me, right?" "I know I was wrong." Yi Yang frowned slightly, "You deserve it. You deserve to say love on a broken bus." The contrast between Yi Yang's warmth in the past and his coldness at the moment was sharp, and Lu Cha felt very uncomfortable. She hated herself for being so blind. How could the richest man in Jiangcheng go bankrupt so easily? This must be a lie made up by Yi Yang to test her. She was so stupid. Chapter 16. Kneel down and beg him. Take her away. Seeing the security guard walking towards her, Lu Cha panicked and knelt down immediately. "Yang, I really love you. We've been together for so long, you must understand me, right?" As she spoke, she knelt on the ground and moved towards Yi Yang. This operation shocked Yi Yang. Since ancient times, it has been good for men to have golden knees, but it is indeed rare to find women with such soft bones. A dark light flashed in his eyes, and he waved to stop the security guard. "Really love me?" Lu Cha nodded rapidly, her beautiful eyes filled with fascination. "I really love you. It's Chen Jun. He is the one who made those dog-licking remarks. He is powerful and influential. I can't do anything about it. If I don't listen to him, he'll kick you out of school and you won't be able to graduate. I did all this for you. With her pitiful, tearful appearance coupled with such illogical words, if it were the original owner, she might have fallen in love with Lu Cha and easily forgiven her. But this Yi Yang is not that Yi Yang. Living in the modern world with such developed internet for 35 years, Yi Yang has seen pigs run even though he has never eaten pork. This scumbag woman's methods are too naive. His eyes were full of mockery, but his voice was as gentle as ever. Is he also the hot search today? Hearing this, Lu Cha's heart skipped a beat. It was him. He was the one who saw it on my phone and sent it out. TSK. Taking her phone at 6 in the morning. Are you secretly saying that the two of them checked into a hotel? Yang, Chen Jun has my prestige password. Facing Yi Yang's distrustful look, Lu Cha immediately expressed his loyalty. Yang, this incident has caused damage to your reputation. I am willing to explain this matter publicly. Can we reconcile? In Lu Cha's heart, face means nothing. Being the girlfriend of a billionaire means obtaining innumerable resources and the possibility of having no worries about food and clothing for the rest of her life. Yi Yang raised his brows slightly. He looked at Lu Cha with sharp eyes, smiling and saying, "You can consider it." The word "can" was infinitely magnified in Lu Cha's mind. She said excitedly, "Okay, I'll come right away." Soon, a Weibo post went viral on the internet. Fuck, it turns out to be a fight between the second generation of rich people. This Chen Jun is really a piece of shit. I told you that Yi Yang is the only son of the richest man in Jiancheng. How could he be a bootlicker? I think there is something behind this matter. No matter how much Chen Jun spreads rumors, Yi Yang has to say these things, right? The person involved took the initiative to clarify and was forwarded by many well-known influencers, quickly becoming a hot topic and attracting a lot of discussion among netizens. Chen Jun's notorious deeds were made public by many girls, and for a while Chen Jun became a social failure. But at this moment, Lu Cha didn't care at all. She raised her little face and said excitedly, "Yarn, I have explained it publicly. I will still be your girlfriend in the future, right?" "No." Yi Yang smiled coldly. "I'm just considering it. Now that I've thought about it, you're not worthy of being my girlfriend. Mr. Zhu. Yan, you can't do this to me." But before she could finish her words, she was driven out by Zhu Sanwen's men. The silence returned to his ears, and Yi Yang, who had not been able to have a good breakfast, could continue his work happily. He said calmly, "Let's eat." The man's swift and decisive actions caused a storm in Zhu Sanwen's heart. It turns out that it's easy to become the new boss of Dingxing Bank. Just as the two started eating, the door of the box was pushed open again, and Chen Shun walked in with a depressed Chen Jun. With a flattering face, he said, "Boss Zhu, I'm sorry. My stupid son has offended you. I brought him here to apologize to you. You should apologize to our director Yi instead of me. So stupid. You deserve to be targeted by your boss." When he saw the young and handsome boy like Yi Yang, Chen Shun's dissatisfaction with his son rose again. He slapped him in the face. "Rebellious son, apologize. We must get Mr. Yi's forgiveness." Chen Jun was beaten into a pig's head. When he met Yi Yang's deep and narrow black eyes, he felt embarrassed. He lowered his head. "Yi Yang, I'm sorry." The voice was as small as a fly. Chen Shun slapped him again in dissatisfaction. "You didn't eat." This slap eliminated all of Chen Jun's embarrassment. Thinking that he would become a poor man in the future, all his dignity would be meaningless. A big apology. "Yi Yang, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot for playing with your woman. It's my fault. Please don't cut off my family's cash flow. As long as you agree, I'm willing to do anything." "Yeah." The corners of Yi Yang's lips curled up playfully. Chen Jun nodded vigorously. "Yes, I am willing to pay the price for my actions." Just like Lu Cha, dignity and face cannot match the charm of money. Looking at the braised spare ribs that had just been served, a strange movement flashed in Yi Yang's dark pupils. He picked it up and poured it down. "Eat it and I'm willing to consider a loan." Chen Jun was confused. He never expected Yi Yang to be so stingy. Before he could figure it out, Yi Yang's cold voice sounded faintly. "You'll have 3 seconds to pass the machine." 3. "I'll eat it." Chen Jun nodded immediately and looked at Yi Yang pleadingly. "Can you give me a pair of chopsticks?" "No." 2. The man's magnetic voice was like a soul urging him to die. Chen Shun kicked Chen Jun to the ground with a slap. If our family goes bankrupt, you won't even be qualified to eat at Xingyang restaurant. In this way, Chen Jun finished eating the braised pork ribs in a humiliating posture, like a dog licking a dog. Chen Shun's face was full of anticipation. Mr. Yi, can you lend me money? A playful smile appeared on Yi Yang's delicate lips. His slender fingers tapped the tabletop gently, regularly and rhythmically, but it instantly made everyone present feel excited. For the sake of our friendship as classmates. The man's voice was gentle and magnetic. Just as Chen Shun put his worry back into his stomach, Yi Yang's voice rang out again. I considered turning down the loan. You? Chen Jun was going crazy. His swollen face with the greasy oil made him look like a pig. Yi Yang, didn't you say that if I ate it, you would lend me money? Are you kidding me? Chen Shun was also very confused. Mr. Yi, you. Seeing the confused expressions of the father and son, Yi Yang curled his lips and said, Why are you kidding me? I only said that I was considering a loan. Why are you playing word games with me here? Yi Yang, I want you bitch to die. Similar to Lu Cha, before his hand could touch Yi Yang, he was kicked out by the security guard waiting outside. If what happened to Lu Cha made Zhu Sanwen feel turbulent before, now what happened to Chen Jun made him even more frightened. When a new official takes office, he has 3 things to do. The new boss is so bullish and coaxing, shouldn't he be kicked out directly? Thinking of this, Zhu Sanwen became even more flattering. Dr. Yi, please use it. Chapter 17 Shen Wenwen wants to support him. At the dinner table, all work matters of Dingxing Bank were explained in detail, and Zhu Sanwen waited anxiously for Yi Yang's final verdict. Yi Yang didn't think too much about it. He just felt that it was really difficult to have a peaceful meal. After eating and drinking, he commented, the food is good. Zhu Sanwen. As smart as he is very confused. Fortunately, Yi Yang did not play Tai Chi with him, and said directly and frankly, Mr. Zhu, you will continue to be in charge of the company's affairs. I hope you can lead Dingxing Bank to better and better development. As he finished speaking, Zhu Sanwen was about to cry. He patted his chest and assured, Thank you for your trust, Mr. Yi. I will never let you down. Good. Mr. Yi, what are your plans next? I'll take you there. Yi Yang wanted to refuse, but thinking that Jiangcheng University was not far away, he said, I'll go back to Jiangcheng University. When these words came out of Yi Yang's mouth, Zhu Sanwen was stunned again. It turns out that what the woman said was true. The new boss of Dingxing Bank, a multi-billionaire, is actually a college student. After arriving at school, Yi Yang went to the dormitory. There are very few courses in his senior year at Jiangcheng University, and he already has a luxurious villa in Yuhua Garden, so he certainly won't waste his life lying in this small dormitory. Thinking that he forgot to bring his keys, he knocked on the dormitory door, and soon Li Qi's familiar voice came from inside. Who is it? I am Yi Yang. As soon as he finished speaking, the door was opened immediately and the fat man pulled him in with force. What do you do? Before he could say anything, 3 people in the dormitory were staring at him with 6 eyes strangely. Yi Yang was confused. In the end, it was the fat man Li Qi who spoke up to break the weird atmosphere. Yi Yang. Tell me the truth, how far have you and senior sister Wenwen progressed? Yi Yang. With a judgmental gaze, Yi Yang felt a little guilty for no reason. Could it be that his roommate knew about Shen Wenwen's confession to him? Or was it that Shen Wenwen invited him to live together and his roommate found out? To avoid speaking rashly, he remained calm. No progress. The man's handsome face was calm and there was no trace of falsehood. The 3 of them walked around him, trying to detect anything strange on his face. Yi Yang was confused again. You have something to say. Yi Yang, we regard you as our brother, and you actually lied to us. Just when Yi Yang wanted to confess frankly that Shen Wenwen deliberately teased him, Li Qi's loud voice broke out. She will recharge your meal card with 10,000 yuan if there is no progress. The big fat man held the meal card in his hand, with a look of distrust on his face. If you act so arrogantly, what is it if you don't support me? Yi Yang was stunned by these words. Shen Wenwen wasn't teasing him? She actually charged up his meal card? And recharged 10,000. This is impossible. Impossible? If I hadn't taken your meal card, I wouldn't have believed it, but now I believe it. Yi Yang, what you said in the group chat this morning is true, right? I thought you were teasing us, but Senior Wenwen really likes you. You must be so happy. A top-notch beauty like Senior Sister Wenwen likes you. She doesn't even care if your family goes bankrupt, and she takes the initiative to support you. Please share your skills and wish me to be single. The roommates' unanimous comments made Yi Yang doubt himself again. Isn't this a prank? That Shen Wenwen confession. What does it mean when a girl takes the initiative to confess to a man like him? As soon as the idea came up, Yi Yang gave it up. Would you like someone who publicly disses you when you first meet? Shen Wenwen definitely did it on purpose. Do you want to use this little money to make him relax his vigilance? Are you kidding me? He calmly took back the meal card and said in a deep voice, please put away your imagination, I am just her ordinary assistant, nothing more. I don't believe it. The explanation is just a cover-up. Li Qi was the first to express his objections, which was wildly recognized by the other two roommates. After a moment of envy, everyone saw Yi Yang packing his luggage, with questions on their faces. Yi Yang, you ran back to the dormitory just to pack your luggage. You don't want to live in the dormitory anymore, right? Right. Yi Yang didn't intend to hide it, and he couldn't hide it either. He put the books back into the box and explained, there aren't many courses in my senior year, so I'm moving out first. Before he could finish his words, Li Qi burst out again with a loud voice. Yi Yang, you. Are you going to move out and live with Senior Sister Wenwen? I'll go. Li Qi, did you get the script? Yi Yang wanted to use some tape to seal his mouth, but he didn't have the tools. He coughed lightly, if you have such a big imagination, you can write a novel. Thank you. Yi Yang, are you admitting this? It's over. Yi Yang has become Senior Wenwen's boyfriend. The beautiful photos I wanted are gone. Woo woo woo. Living together. It would be awesome to live with such a naturally beautiful senior like Wenwen, right? The roommates looked at Yi Yang with envy and hatred, and the person involved expressed helplessness. Stop. It doesn't exist. As soon as he finished speaking, his cell phone rang. Yi Yang took out his mobile phone and saw Shen Wenwen's number. He frowned slightly. He really said that Cow had arrived. Yi Yang, I'm out of class, come pick me up. He connected, and the girl's sweet and melodious voice came out, with a hint of coquettishness at the end, which stood out in the quiet dormitory. For a moment, 3 pairs of eyes stared at Yi Yang, their eyes filled with the pride of seeing through the trick. You go to the parking lot. Yi Yang calmly finished speaking and hung up the phone. I'll go, Yi Yang, you are so awesome. How dare you treat Senior Wenwen with such an attitude? It turns out that Senior Wenwen likes this flirty man. How did you find out, Yi Yang? I'll pinch Senior Wenwen to death. I'll call you Big Brother first. You still don't admit that you and Senior Sister Wenwen have an affair. How can any ordinary assistant dare to treat the boss so arrogantly? At the same time, Shen Wenwen, who was in the office, was stunned for a moment, then a hint of shyness flashed in his beautiful eyes. Stupid junior fellow, you are playing hard to get with me again. When other men heard the news that they could pick her up, they would definitely run over in a minute, but the stinky brother actually asked her to go to the parking lot by herself. Does he really not want to be watched? However, she really likes such a calm and charming man. The stinky junior really grew up above her aesthetic taste. She had to think of a way to reward him. The person involved, Yi Yang, didn't think so much. He simply didn't want to lose his golden finger because of any woman. To refuse dog-licking behavior, doesn't it mean that you can't easily agree to a woman's request? After hanging up the phone, Yi Yang folded the quilt on the bed again before being kicked out of the dormitory by his roommate. They are envious and jealous. Yi Yang, you can't just trample on Senior Sister Wenwen's sincerity just because she likes you. Besides, it's not easy to find a god-level goddess who can support you these days, so cherish her. Listening to his roommate's words, Yi Yang's eyebrows twitched. With a net worth of hundreds of billions, who has the capital to support him? After wandering on the road for a while, Yi Yang walked slowly towards the parking lot. In the distance, he saw the girl's slender figure standing next to the Audi. When he was about to walk over, a sullen yellow man walked towards Shen Wenwen. Chapter 18 rewards their host Jiangda with 30% of its shares. Miss, are you alone? Huang Mao has been observing Shen Wenwen for a long time. He has never seen a girl with such an excellent figure in his whole life. Her aura made him dizzy. At this time, Shin Wenwen was brushing her voice. When she heard the sound, she looked up and saw an ugly man with yellow hair. The girl's pretty brows frowned slightly. Roll. Cold words spat out from her beautiful lips, and her eyes exuded coldness. Hey, why is it that my brother is not good enough for you? Aren't you dressed so cool just because you want to catch Kaisi? How much does it cost per trip? While talking, Wang Mao walked towards Shin Wenwen. Stinky flies. As expected, the junior fellow student was a clean slate, and he could act calmly in front of her without any evil intentions. The slender fingers holding the phone gradually tightened. Just when she wanted to stretch her muscles, a magnetic and powerful male voice came from not far away. Let her go. As soon as she turned her head, she saw a tall and straight man standing not far away. Against the light, his whole body seemed to be coated with a golden glow. Shin Wenwen's heart suddenly stopped beating. Junior is so handsome. Is this the legendary hero who saves the beauty? Who dares to disturb my interest? The yellow-haired man looked impatient. He glared at Yi Yang and sneered, who did I think he was? Isn't this the only son of Jiangqing's first boss? Yi Yang, do you have the capital to be in charge? Poor bastard, I slept with this woman right in front of you, what can you do to me? I can. Before he could finish his words, Yi Yang kicked him. R. A scream was heard and a stream of blood flew out of the yellow-haired man's mouth. He covered his crotch with both hands, feeling unbearable pain. It hurts, it hurts. Seeing Wang Mao trembling in pain, Yi Yang sneered, what can I do to you? The tall and straight man stood in front of him, looking down at him. The fat face of the yellow-haired man was instantly distorted, and his liver-like face became extremely hideous. Yi Yang, do you know who I am? Heh. Yi Yang took out toilet paper and slowly wiped his shoes clean, then asked slowly, who is it? My dad is the vice principal. Kneel down and beg for mercy, or I will never let you go. The commotion here was quite loud and soon attracted the attention of many students around. The yellow-haired Zhao Gang used his father, the vice principal, to threaten many girls to follow him. This was no longer something that could be concealed in the school. Seeing this, everyone had guesses in their minds. Yi Yang is too impulsive. He has offended Zhao Gang and will definitely not be able to graduate. Yi Yang, please apologize quickly. Didn't Zhao Gang force this girl? With their vice principal's father being partial, Yi Yang will definitely be in trouble. If your family is not bankrupt and has not been resolved, you should kneel down and beg for mercy now. The classmates were talking a lot, which made Zhao Gang very satisfied. He snorted, Yi Yang, kneel down and apologize, or I'll tell you to get out of school. With a bang kick, Wang Mao responded with a shoe mark on his face. Yi Yang said quietly, then I'll wait. After saying that, the man took Shin Wenwen's slender wrist and got into the Audi. The man's vigorous and resolute methods shocked Shin Wenwen. Now, she was sitting in the passenger seat, secretly looking at the man's angular and resolute profile, her heart beating fast. The stinky junior is so strong. That kick was so accurate and so powerful that she, a woman from a martial arts family, couldn't help but praise it. In addition, her beautiful eyes were filled with fascination when she thought that her junior was not afraid of offending their vice principal's son because of her. This stinky junior classmate doesn't admit that he likes her, but he is very honest with his body. Woohoo! She seems to like her junior classmate more. Where to go? The man's gentle and magnetic voice brought Shin Wenwen back from his thoughts. Junior, what will you do if you are kicked out of school? After hesitation, Shin Wenwen still asked. She used the excuse of telling the school leaders to force Yi Yang to become her assistant. Doesn't this prove that Yi Yang is afraid of not graduating? Listening to the girl's cautious voice, the corners of Yi Yang's lips raised slightly. Didn't you say you would support me? Shin Wenwen. Stinky Junior, this is. Her heart was beating so fast that it almost jumped out of her throat. Just when she was about to express her determination, her cell phone rang suddenly. Yi Yang frowned slightly. He connected, and an angry male voice immediately came from inside. Yi Yang, come to the principal's office. After saying that, the phone was hung up. Yi Yang shook his shoulders, Senior, I can't take you where you want to go. The excitement made Shin Wenwen a little stuck. By the time she reacted, the man's figure had completely disappeared from her eyes. Only when the cold wind blew on his body did Yi Yang feel more comfortable than ever before. In his previous life, he had been a social beast for so long and been suppressed by others with power. He had almost forgotten what it felt like to be a human being. TSK. Comfortable. Office of the Vice Chancellor. Zhao Gang's face was ferocious. A bankrupt is really impatient. Dad, I will punish him severely. Vice Principal Zhao Li looked at his son's red and swollen face and felt extremely distressed. Son, Dad is here, don't worry. I will definitely give you such a bad breath. The two were plotting against Yang, while the person involved walked in with a calm expression. How do you want to vent your anger? The man's calm and steady voice sounded, startling them. Zhao Li was the first to react. Are you Yang? Yang sat on the sofa and said, It's me. Dad, look how arrogant he is. As the vice president, Zhao Li had been doing very well these years. When did he get treated like this by a poor student? His face immediately darkened. Yang, you'd better give me an explanation about this matter, otherwise I will make you get out of Jiangda University. You should know the consequences of dropping out of Jiang University. With your family's bankruptcy, you won't be able to find a good school in the whole Jiangcheng. Ding! It is detected that the host has one more chance to win a prize which has not yet been activated. The system hereby reminds you. Yi Yang? The system is joining in the fun at this time. He scratched his ear and said, Enable it. Activation successful. Congratulations to the dormitory for acquiring 30% of Jiangcheng University's shares. 30%. This guy has definitely become the largest shareholder. The system is really awesome. Yi Yang, did you hear me talking to you? After Yi Yang said goodbye to the system, he slowly raised his eyes and asked, What did you say? These words made Zhao Li very angry. His expression became more and more ferocious, and he wished he could beat Yi Yang up. If you don't kneel down and beg for Zhao Gang's forgiveness, I will make you get out of Jiangda. Oh. How dare a recruited vice president act so arrogantly in front of the largest shareholder? Does he deserve it? Yi Yang gave him a cold look, took out his cell phone and made a call. Stop playing tricks on me. Zhao Li was not worried at all about Yi Yang's backing. Everyone knew that the Yi family was bankrupt, and the only son, Yi Yang, was also a well-known dog licker on the internet. He had long been a monkey scattering when the tree fell. Who could come out to help him? Chapter 19. Senior sister Wen flirts with him again. At this time, President Wang Yang was shocked when he received the news that there had been a change in the largest shareholder of Jiangcheng University. He quickly saved the new shareholder's phone number into his phone, and saw the words, new major shareholder, jump into his eyes. Hey, Mr. Yi. Principal Wang Yang greeted them excitedly and flatteringly. Come to the vice president's office. The call was hung up, and the principal's eyes were full of surprise. The new major shareholder is actually in the vice president's office. Could it be that the new major shareholder wants to promote the vice president to the position of principal? Then he. Thinking of this possibility, Wang Yang stood up quickly. Yi Yang. I told you to get out, no one can save you. Being ignored, Zhao Li was so angry that he jumped up and down, no longer caring that he was the vice president, and his true colors were revealed. When Wang Yang opened the office door, he was shocked when he heard these words. Zhao Li, what nonsense are you talking about? Principal Wang, why are you here? Zhao Li was startled by the principal's roar and hurriedly asked cautiously, I'm just teaching a disobedient student a lesson, you don't want to take care of this too, do you? Wang Yang felt complicated at this time, but more of joy. He immediately looked at Yi Yang and bowed respectfully. Mr. Yi. He never expected that the latest major shareholder of Jiangcheng University was actually a student. Is this world really so mysterious? It's me. Yi Yang nodded. This conversation shocked Zhao Li and his son. Principal, what do you mean by that? Wang Yang straightened his body and sneered, Vice President, this Mr. Yi Yang is the new largest shareholder of Jiangcheng University. Jiangcheng University is the most famous and outstanding private university in China. The president and vice president are all recruited. This vice president has been very dishonest in recent years and has always wanted to form cliques to force him out of office. Wang Yang is very unhappy about this. How is this possible? Zhao Li was stunned. Impossible. Didn't his family go bankrupt? How could he be the new largest shareholder of Jiangcheng University? Wang Yang added coldly, the latest news received 5 minutes ago. These words were like thunder exploding in my ears. Just to deal with him, Yi Yang actually bought so many stocks in a short period of time and became a shareholder of Jiangda. So how awesome is his real net worth? Zhao Li's face turned pale in an instant. He slapped Zhao Gang on the face. Rebellious son, you are the one who caused all this trouble. Dad, I don't know either. Watching the father and son fighting each other, Yi Yang raised a sarcastic smile at the corner of his lips. Aren't you asking me to get out of Jiang University? I'm sorry. Zhao Li slapped himself in the face. Mr. Yi. I was blind and didn't recognize the real master. Please forgive me. How stupid he was just now. A small vice president actually dared to ask the largest shareholder to get out of the school. Who gave him the courage? Forgive. Yi Yang curled his lips slowly. I have never known what forgiveness is. Revenge is my nature. Sorry. Ignoring the apology from Zhao Li and his son, Yi Yang slowly turned his eyes to the principal. Principal Wang, I don't want to see these two people in school in the future. Good. After walking out of the office, Yi Yang blew a rainbow fart at the system again. This guy is all installed thanks to the system's divine assists. As soon as he walked to the elevator, he bumped into Shen Wenwen. The girl's clear eyes were filled with worry. Seeing Yi Yang, she immediately spoke. Yi Yang, don't worry, I'll go tell the principal that he. No. I will support you, but if you drop out of school because of me after studying for so many years, I will. The girl's soft and delicate voice flowed into Yi Yang's ears, and he burst into laughter. Who said Shen Wenwen is a cold goddess? This is obviously cute and adorable. The man suddenly laughed, his handsome face stretched out, and his cold and narrow black eyes were slightly curved like crescent moons. He was so shocked that Shen Wenwen was stunned. Junior, you look good when you smile. Senior sister Wenwen flirts with him again? But why are her eyes so sincere? Yi Yang suddenly stopped laughing, took a deep breath, and said quietly, what I did just now was not for you. Oh. It can't be said that it has nothing to do with her. After all, it was his late arrival that caused Shen Wenwen to be molested. But overall, it was Zhao Gang's fault that he was too arrogant and successfully aroused Yi Yang's interest. I was a grandson for a long time in my previous life, so why should I be a coward now that I have money? The man's voice was calm and magnetic, his eyebrows were handsome, and his slightly drooped eyes seemed to be looking into an invisible pool. Shen Wenwen's long fingers couldn't help but clench tightly. This is a real man. He obviously paid so much for her, but in order not to worry her, he deliberately said that it had nothing to do with her. Why do you always do this, you stinky junior? People like you so much. She took a deep breath and looked at Yi Yang with burning eyes. Junior, I will never let you be expelled from school. After saying that, the girl walked to the principal's office. Yi Yang. Principal's office. Wang Yang had just settled down with Vice Principal Zhao Li, and was feeling very happy when there was a knock on the door. Come in. Principal, I am Shen Wenwen. When she was in school, Shen Wenwen was Jiang University's signature character. Because of her stunning beauty, she attracted many students to Jiang University. Not only that, she was also good at studies and had won numerous national honors. Wang Yang naturally also recognized. Wenwen, what do you want from me? Principal, it's like this. Shen Wenwen briefly explained what happened before, and then said, Yi Yang is kind-hearted in helping me solve my problem. Can you not fire him? Hearing this, Wang Yang was extremely happy. That's what it means to cheat. Just as he was about to expose Yi Yang's identity, a man's cough came from outside the door. Principal Wang. Meeting Yi Yang's gaze, Wang Yang, a smart man, immediately woke up and said with a smile, Student Yi is willing to help others, how could he be expelled from school? It is Zhao Gang who should be expelled. Zhao Gang dropped out of school. Shen Wenwen was confused. Isn't he the vice principal's son? But before she could ask, Wang Yang coughed lightly and said, We have started preparing for Zhao Gang's withdrawal from school. After chatting for a few more words, the two of them left. Shen Wenwen's beautiful brows frowned slightly, and a trace of suspicion flashed in her eyes. Junior. This is an anomaly. What do you think? No one would deal with a bankrupt and the son of a vice principal like this, right? Could there be some conspiracy? The girl's big, clear eyes were filled with worry, which was her concern for Yi Yang. Yi Yang's heart skipped a beat. He has been single for 35 years, and he is so flattered that a beautiful woman cares about him so much. If this continues, he will not be able to hold it any longer. After reciting the pure heart mantra 10,000 times silently in his heart, Yi Yang coughed lightly and said, "If people do evil, God will punish them." Afraid that Shen Wenwen would not let go of this topic, Yi Yang hurriedly asked, "Where did you want to go before?" Chapter 20, My legs are weak because of his handsomeness. Hearing this, Shen Wenwen was stunned. Immediately, a feeling of being held in someone's hand arose spontaneously. Her heart felt warm, and her gaze towards Yi Yang became even hotter. At this time, he was still thinking about her. It turned out that his love for her was so deep. "Go to Yunqian Mall." The girl replied with a trembling voice. She will arrange for someone to pay attention to the matter of dropping out of school, and at worst, she will use her family's power to help him. But at this moment, she had more important things. "Okay, let's go." Us. The Stinky Junior actually used the word we to describe their relationship. Sure enough, there are three things in life that cannot be hidden. Looking at the man's broad back and perfect inverted triangle figure, Shen Wenwen rubbed his red face. Woohoo! It feels so good to have such a perfect man who likes me. Sky Mall. Located in the center of Jiangcheng, it is the most luxurious shopping mall in Jiangcheng. Looking at this building that seemed to be glowing, Yi Yang felt very uncomfortable. He had lived for 35 years in his previous life, but he did not have the courage to set foot in such a high-end place. Sure enough, this society is too focused on appearance. Apart from being handsome and having a good figure, this man can't even afford to wear well-fitting clothes. I don't accept that he can have such a beautiful and charming girlfriend. Are you rich? Are you worthy of having such a beautiful girlfriend just because of her face? Who said that? It's probably a rich woman who keeps the pretty boy. Look at this young lady's noble temperament. The chatter of passers-by reached his ears, and Yi Yang soon discovered that the paths of these people gradually became consistent. He is a pretty boy. And Shen Wenwen is a rich woman. Depend on. Yi Yang collapsed. Is it that his aura of wealth is not so obvious? Different from Yi Yang's mood, Shen Wenwen raised the corners of her lips slightly, and her mood was so wonderful that it was so pleasant to hear the words, "A rich woman takes care of a pretty boy." "Let's go, I'll take you to buy clothes." Yi Yang was startled when the girl's voice rang in his ears. Is this really a way to support him? Need not. Yi Yang subconsciously refused. But the girl seemed to have expected it. The moment he finished speaking, she answered, "Didn't you say that I will support you? Let me go, it's really a rich woman who keeps a pretty boy." Young lady, do you still need a pretty boy? What do you think of me? With such a beautiful rich woman taking care of him, this man is so lucky, right? I'm so envious. Yi Yang was embarrassed. The consequence of speaking too quickly is. Looking into the girl's cunning eyes, Yi Yang's heart suddenly felt cold. Li Qi was really a divine prophet. The words came true. Does Shen Wenwen really want to support him? Then Li Qi also predicted that Shen Wenwen wanted to take revenge on him. So according to the current rhythm of the story, does Shen Wenwen want to throw money at him? Let him gradually lose himself, indulging in her gentleness and finally dumping him? The tenderness in the girl's eyes gradually turned into a witch's evil smile in Yi Yang's eyes. He took a step back suddenly. I was joking. It's over. Now that he is facing Shen Wenwen, his heart can't help but start beating for her. How should he deal with it if she continues to be so tender and affectionate for a while? Retreat to advance. Play hard to get. Or is it the contradiction between machismo and love for her? Shen Wenwen had countless thoughts running through her mind, but when she thought of the scene where Yi Yang stood up for her and taught Zhao Gang a lesson, she had to consider it all. He snorted softly, "You are my assistant, and you can't even afford a suitable piece of clothing. It's embarrassing." Yi Yang. I have taken the potion to enhance my physique. But at the same time, he breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out that Shen Wenwen cared about this, not what he thought in his heart. Inexplicably, he felt better. Then I'll buy it myself. In his previous life, he had never bought high-quality men's clothing. In this life, he became a billionaire. Yi Yang never thought of treating himself harshly. If you are proud of your life, you must enjoy it to the fullest. Saying let's go, Yi Yang pressed the elevator button directly. Men's tea store. As soon as Yi Yang walked in, a beautiful shopping guide greeted him. "Sir, I want to buy some clothes." Do you need me to introduce them to you? The shopping guide's enthusiasm blinded Shen Wenwen's eyes. A flash of sharpness flashed in the girl's clear water eyes, and her whole body exuded a frightening coldness. This one is good. And this one. She turned her head and looked at the shopping guide like a girlfriend. Take it down for me and give it to him to try. Yi Yang. Women's damn desire to shop. Yi Yang subconsciously wanted to reject the style chosen by Shen Wenwen, but he hesitated when the words came to his mouth. There were so many customers in the store, so it was too ungentlemanly for him to refuse them face to face, right? Just because you refuse to lick a dog doesn't mean you can't be a gentleman, right? During Yi Yang's hesitation, the shopping guide lady had already taken out the clothes and said, "Sir, the fitting room is over there." Shen Wenwen chose a light pink t-shirt and a pair of blue casual pants for Yi Yang. Holding the clothes, Yi Yang helplessly held his forehead. Does this mean he is a woman? Outside the fitting room, Shen Wenwen was sitting on the sofa, with a cold and frightening aura lingering around her body, as if someone owed her 5 million. The shopping guides around me stayed away, for fear of offending the customers. A minute later, Shen Wenwen stood up and pointed to the white dress at the door. Bring this to me to try on. Fitting room. Shen Wenwen put on the pure white waist cinching dress, with fine diamonds spread out in layers, dazzling and subtle. The waist cinching style accentuates her slender waist, which is smooth and graceful. The one shoulder collar outlines her perfect swan neck and collarbones, and her round shoulders are even more alluring when covered by her long, slightly curly black hair like seaweed. The clothes are pure and the body is extremely hot. There is nothing better than this in the world. Shen Wenwen gently bit her crimson lower lip. Looking at myself in the dressing mirror. Woohoo! Why is she so beautiful? As a woman, my heart is aroused. If I were seen by my stinky junior classmate, wouldn't it turn him into a beast in a matter of seconds? Will the smelly junior be so excited that his nose bleeds violently? Shen Wenwen was extremely excited. Thinking of the cute look of her stinky junior prostrating herself under her pomegranate skirt, she couldn't wait. Putting on the mask decisively, Shen Wenwen opened the curtain of the fitting room and walked out with cat steps to show off her extremely attractive figure. However, before she could take a step forward, the shy yet seductive expression on her face froze instantly. Holy shit! Why is my junior so handsome? Absolutely stunning appearance. The super hard to hold light pink t-shirt fit so well on the man, making his wild and majestic body even more charming. The blue casual pants wrapped the man's slender legs, elongating them to 2 meters 8. Shen Wenwen's heart suddenly started beating crazily. It's over. Her legs are so weak. Who will help her? His head was a little short of oxygen. Shen Wenwen didn't have time to speak, so he leaned back and slid down the wall. Chapter 21 Princess Yi Yang hugs Senior Wenwen. Yi Yang was stunned. Where did this come from? Seeing the girl's body falling down, he quickly stepped forward and hugged the girl's thin shoulders. What's wrong with you? When his fingertips touched the girl's soft and boneless body, Yi Yang's heart froze. Is this skin too delicate? It's true that girls have delicate bodies that are easy to fall over. The warm touch instantly became hot, making Yi Yang's fingertips tremble. Suddenly the distance was very close, and the girl's sweet fragrance penetrated into his nose, causing Yi Yang's breathing to gradually become confused. His eyes moved everywhere, but he didn't dare to look at the girl. Senior, are you feeling unwell? The man's strong hormonal scent made Shen Wenwen swallow her saliva, and she held her forehead. The weather is too hot and I feel a little dizzy. How dare she say that she was stunned by Yi Yang's handsomeness? Woohoo! So shy. Shen Wenwen was extremely glad that she was wearing a mask, otherwise Yi Yang would have noticed her red face. But she didn't know that at this moment. Her eyes that were as clear and moving as clouds and water seemed to be filled with thousands of stars, and they were no less alluring than her delicate little face. Then I'll help you up. Yi Yang's chest felt like a deer bumping wildly, and he tried to keep his voice steady as he spoke. But the low magnetic voice became more hoarse and charming, and Shen Wenwen's legs became softer. The moment he stood up, he plopped down into the man's strong and warm arms. Junior, I didn't mean it. She struggled to stand up, but after struggling for a long time, she couldn't stand firm. Instead, her little hands kept lighting fire on the man's body, and occasionally touched Yi Yang's waist. With a beautiful woman in my arms, I can sit comfortably in my arms. That's Liu Xiaohui. As an uncle who has been single for 35 years, how can Yi Yang withstand such temptation at this young age? He clenched his fist and immediately grabbed the girl's slender waist and lifted her up. Don't be brave if you can't stand firm. If he lights a fire so casually, there is no guarantee that he will do something beastly. For the first time in 2 lives, Yi Yang still looked forward to a wonderful experience. The sudden unbalanced feeling caused Shen Wenwen to subconsciously hook her arms around the man's slender neck. The distance between the two was drawn closer, and she could even smell the hot breath coming from the man. So brave. She really likes Junia's domineering temperament. The girl blinked her starry eyes and whispered, "Okay." Yi Yang originally thought that a cold goddess like Shen Wenwen would definitely reject such a move in public, but he didn't expect this reaction. He was stunned. Lowering his eyes, he met the girl's innocent eyes. The girl lay in his arms, her warm body temperature intertwined with each other, her fragrant arms wrapped around his neck, looking as if she was ready for him to pick her. Yi Yang broke through the defense instantly. He swallowed hard, and all the defensiveness he built fell into pieces. At this time, bite. This system is in a good mood and rewards their host with a lottery opportunity. Please ask their host if it is enabled. Yi Yang. Is this still possible? No use, no use. He immediately replied, enable. Activation successful. Congratulations to their host for getting a shopping mall shopping card of 50,000 yuan, which can be used within 10 minutes and will be invalid after expiration. Is this the money you spent to buy your own clothes? It's so cool. Thank you, brother system. When Yi Yang was in contact with the system consciousness, it looked like he was in a daze to the outside world. Therefore, Shen Wenwen panicked when she saw Yi Yang looking at her with no fluctuation in his deep and narrow black eyes. How could there be a man holding his beloved woman with no fluctuation in his eyes? Love cannot be hidden. While her mind was full of panic, Yi Yang's head became much clearer. He almost fell into Shen Wenwen's gentle land. That was Shen Wenwen who had a conflict with him. This little girl definitely found that keeping him was ineffective for him, so she thought of using a honey trap to deal with him. After he fell into it, she dumped him severely and trampled on his male dignity. Otherwise, which woman would not mind cuddling with a strange man in public? It's really heartbreaking. But she is Shen Wenwen. Her perfect figure and beautiful face are all challenging his self-control. Thanks to the system. When a woman takes the initiative, he pounces on her. How is that any different from dog-licking behavior? This is definitely the system reminding him. He had to be a bit nervous. After sorting out his thoughts, the fire in Yi Yang's lower abdomen gradually dissipated after he silently recited the heart purification mantra hundreds of times. Shopping guide. How much are these clothes? Hearing the man's voice, the salesperson who was feasting her eyes pursed her lips and said excitedly, "Sir, the 3 clothes you and this lady are trying on add up to a total of yuan. I'll pay." Unnecessary. Yi Yang refused in a deep voice. He looked at the shopping guide and said, "Please help us pick out another set." "Thank you. You and your girlfriend have great figures, and anything you wear will suit you perfectly. How about you take a look at this one?" The shopping guide enthusiastically took out a set of couple outfits. Yi Yang's eyebrows twitched. He and Shen Wenwen are not a couple, so why are they wearing couple outfits? Just when he was about to refuse, the system's tone sounded again. Warm reminder, there is 1 minute left to use the shopping mall shopping card. I'll go. Don't take advantage of me, bastard. Yi Yang frowned and said in a deep voice, "Then this, how much does it cost?" $2. Cash or card please. Swipe your card. When the system gave away a shopping mall shopping card, a small card appeared in Yi Yang's casual pants pocket. He swiped the card readily. Thanks for shopping. It wasn't until she walked out of the men's clothing store that Shen Wenwen's downtime brain returned to normal operation. Turn out to be. It's not that the junior boy doesn't love her, but the moment he saw her, he actually thought of buying couple outfits for her. This stinky junior is so good. She actually bought the couple's outfits for both of them in this way. Wow, she hasn't even received a confession yet, and she has become the girlfriend of the stinky junior. So shy. She buried her head in Yi Yang's chest. It was so embarrassing that she was too embarrassed to see anyone. Wow, this handsome man and beautiful woman are so pleasing to the eyes. Isn't this girl too lucky? Her boyfriend dotes on her so much that he doesn't even want her to walk. Please give me a bunch of this boyfriend. This man was holding his girlfriend and carrying two large bags without getting red in the face or out of breath. He has so much stamina. It's another day to envy other people's girlfriends. Along the way, these remarks filled the ears of Yi Yang and Shen Wenwen, and they had different thoughts. Yi Yang finally breathed a sigh of relief after entering the elevator. He lowered his eyes and asked, "Senior, how do you feel? Are you feeling better?" As soon as he finished speaking, the elevator door that had just closed was opened, and a group of well-dressed middle-aged women came in. Chapter 22. Kiss her while she sleeps. Are you sure this isn't a private elevator? No, this is a shopping mall. Are young people so wild nowadays? Young man, there are surveillance cameras in this elevator. No matter how beautiful your girlfriend is, you have to be careful about the occasion. The chattering of the aunties made Yi Yang a little embarrassed. As expected, the aunties in every world were equally enthusiastic. Hearing the increasingly explicit words, he coughed lightly. "You misunderstood, this is my senior sister, she is dizzy." However, before he could finish his words, he felt the girl hook his neck hard, and the next second, her hot breath sprayed on his neck. Scalding hot. It was as if a cluster of flames burned his neck, and Yi Yang's head suddenly felt numb. Smells good. What my girl said is true. Nowadays, college boys like senior girls. It seems that this guy succeeded. He's handsome and considerate. He even carried his girlfriend like a princess when she felt dizzy. Which girl wouldn't be attracted to a guy like him? I really should let my stinky son come and learn from him. Next, the aunts had a deep discussion about college campus romance. Yi Yang. He is stupid. Why waste time explaining? Now. Shen Wenwen, who was lying in Yi Yang's arms, blushed with embarrassment. Her eyes, as clear as clouds and water, were filled with a layer of light mist. She gently breathed in the body fragrance from the man's body, and her heart was filled with excitement. Like a deer bumping into each other. This stinky junior is so bad. He actually wants everyone to know that they are sister and brother, a campus romance. Does he want everyone to know that she is his girlfriend? There were a lot of comments in her ears, and the stinky junior didn't even explain. He must be trying to slowly penetrate her and make her accept the fact that she is his girlfriend. The stinky junior is such a scheming boy. After finally waiting in the parking lot, Yi Yang took a deep breath and said, "Senior sister, don't think too much about what those people say." Snort. The bratty junior had already done this kind of thing, so he had to pretend to tell her not to think too much. He was really playing hard to get. After Yi Yang finished speaking, he didn't hear any reply for a long time, and his delicate brows frowned slightly. When he lowered his eyes and looked down, he saw that the girl's clear eyes had been closed, and her slender eyelashes like butterfly wings were trembling lightly, like a sleeping beauty. Shen Wenwen. Hey, what's wrong with you? Yi Yang panicked. Why did this little girl faint from lack of oxygen? So weak. Without any time to think, he hurriedly rushed to the Audi with her in his arms, put the girl on the passenger seat, and gently unhooked the girl's mask. The two were extremely close, the man's hot breath sprayed on his face, and Shen Wenwen's breathing stopped for a second. He wouldn't want to kiss her while she was sleeping, would he? Shen Wenwen didn't want to pretend to be asleep, but at this moment she didn't know how to face the man in front of her. Woo-hoo-hoo, this was her first time in love, what should she do? The stinky junior wants to kiss her, should he give it to her? Shy. I want to kiss someone before I have officially confessed to you, what a big pervert, huh? Now. Yi Yang was completely amazed by Shen Wenwen. What a nice view. The girl's facial features are exquisite and three-dimensional, her skin is as fair as a crescent moon with no pores visible, her cheeks are flushed and attractive, like a freshly picked peach, and her bright red lips are so delicate. The girl's fragrance stimulated Yi Yang's brain nerves. He couldn't help but swallow his saliva. I really want to kiss you. With such a beautiful M-shaped lips, the kissing experience should be very good, right? She was asleep, even if he kissed her, he would not be discovered. At the same time, a video of Princess Yi Yang hugging Shen Wenwen was released on Douyin. This noble prince-like temperament and stunningly handsome appearance quickly attracted the attention of many netizens. Wow, this little brother is so handsome, and the way he hugs the princess is a textbook. Is this a new star filming? Isn't he too handsome? Please name him, I want to be his fan. The one upstairs, this is not a celebrity, but the school idol of our school, Yi Yang, the dog-licking king who was widely rumored on the internet. What? Are you kidding me? If you have such good looks and are being used as a licking dog? Those messages are definitely photoshopped by Lu Cha and Chen Jun. Little brother, please contact me. I want to be your licking dog, the kind that is always available. Are you worthy? I haven't seen him holding his girlfriend in his arms. With his aura and glowing white skin, even if he doesn't see his face, you can imagine that he is a perfect match. Please lock this pair of CPS to me. Didn't you find that this girl's figure looks a bit like Shen Wenwen? Is it true that Yi Yang said that Shen Wenwen likes him? Isn't Shen Wenwen a cold flower? Can she be hugged by a princess in public? Anyway, I don't believe it. The enthusiasm of netizens soon made this video have more than 100 million views, making it a popular video, and the data is still increasing. Such an explosive video certainly did not miss the big fat Li Qi's discernment. He shared it to the prestige group in the dormitory every minute. At said there was no progress, but actually they hugged each other publicly. Is there still trust between us? When the other two roommates saw it, their eyes widened and they shed tears of envy. Yi Yang fell in love with the national goddess in a matter of seconds, but as roommates, they are still single. What's the lore? Girls' dormitory. A girl with a ponytail walked towards Lu Cha holding a mobile phone and making sarcastic remarks. Thank you for having the nerve to speculate that Yi Yang is a dog licker. Look at the princess hugging the beautiful girl every minute. It is said on the internet that it is Shen Wenwen. What do you think? Lu Cha was holding her cell phone in despair and sending a message to Yi Yang asking for reconciliation. When she heard this, she looked confused. What did you say? The girl with the ponytail turned on her phone, and a video of a princess hugging accompanied by romantic music played, and the color on Lu Cha's face suddenly disappeared. Yi Yang found his next home so quickly. No wonder he refused to accept his redemption. Thinking of Shen Wenwen, a woman who was ashamed of her exquisite appearance, Lu Cha bit her lower lip. Did she really have no chance? No way. Yi Yang is her Lu Cha's man, she will never admit defeat. Counselor's office. Lin Shen shed painful tears while watching the popular fighting video on his mobile phone. I actually handed over my goddess to others with my own hands. If I were to be her assistant, would the man holding her now be me? In the underground parking lot. The man's hot breath sprayed more and more intensely. Shen Wenwen, who was pretending to be asleep, clutched the corners of his clothes tightly, and his joints gradually turned white. You naughty Junior, if you want to kiss me, just do it quickly. What emotions are brewing? She is lying like this, so tempting. If you are man you should not be afraid. Her breathing became increasingly unstable, and just when Shen Wenwen couldn't wait to open her eyes, she heard a gulp sound of swallowing saliva. Chapter 23 Conventional Pickup Techniques. Sure enough, the stinky junior couldn't control himself anymore. Woo woo woo. What does it feel like to kiss? I heard it's sweet, just like eating candy. Is this true? The stinky junior is so bad, he must smell like stinky durian, right? But she is still looking forward to it. At the same time, Yi Yang held up his arms, looked at the girl's beautiful face, and swallowed hard. After all, this was his first kiss, how could he hand it over in such a despicable way? Taking advantage of others' danger has never been his style. What's more, what if he kisses this little girl and wakes her up because he can't control his strength? What if she sues him for having sex? So, just when Shen Wenwen was so excited that her heart was about to beat, the man's strong hormonal breath gradually dissipated, and air gradually poured into the tip of her nose. What the hell? When she opened her eyes, she saw that the distance between the man and her had become wider. Shen Wenwen was confused. She was lying there just letting others pick her up, but this stinky junior didn't even eat her. But Yi Yang was shocked and broke into a cold sweat. Depend on. Fortunately, I have the heart but not the guts to do it. Otherwise, wouldn't I be caught? Isn't it the perfect time to calm down and wake up? Could it be that this little girl pretended to be fainted on purpose to seduce him, so that when he made a move, she would have the evidence immediately? Maybe there is a camera installed somewhere in this car? Seeing the girl's confused eyes, Yi Yang coughed lightly and looked away. You, how are you? When their eyes met, Shen Wenwen blushed again. She bit her lip and said, you. What a shame. Is this stinky junior student not going to admit the bad intentions he just had? I didn't do anything. Yi Yang said immediately. What's going on with this shy look? Don't you think he did something beastly? Shen Wenwen. Sure enough, the stinky junior classmate started to be serious again. What happened to you just now? Were you too bored and fainted? Shen Wenwen. Did I faint just now? She is an actor after all. Shen Wenwen switched states instantly, and the stinky junior gave her an excuse. Why not use it? She pretended to be confused and patted her head. Look at me, I easily faint when it gets too hot. Junior brother, it was thanks to you just now that I caused you trouble. Isn't that causing trouble? It took all his self-control to suppress the demon in his heart. Both of them pretended as if nothing happened. Yi Yang could even ask, Senior Wenwen, you fainted just now, so I took you in the car. Is there anything else you need to buy? You stinky junior fellow student, you feel guilty. Shen Wenwen secretly thought in her heart that this fool would talk too much if he had a guilty conscience. She had finally discovered his little secret. Nothing. I came here just to buy you 2 sets of clothes. Yi Yang's beating heart fell silent for a moment. He couldn't understand Shen Wenwen anymore. Can a girl really do so many extraordinary things in order to take revenge on a man? And Shen Wenwen's heart was even more confused. Let's go back first. In the apartment. As soon as Shen Wenwen opened the door, Golden Retriever rushed forward and hugged the girl's slender waist with his feet. Junior, your dog is so cute. As she spoke, the girl touched the Golden Retriever's head with her slender fingers. The Golden Retriever went too far and rubbed his head against her chest. Grass. Yi Yang was furious. I didn't expect you to be such a Golden Retriever. He didn't even dare to touch a woman's breast, and it was absolutely disgusting that it should be done in such a big way. Thanks. The man's cold voice stunned Shen Wenwen. Then a smile appeared on the corner of the girl's lips, and the stinky junior began to change his personality again. In order to make her attracted, he must have worked hard behind the scenes. With his mind filled with the girl's alluring appearance, Yi Yang urgently needed to calm down. He coughed lightly. Senior sister Wenwen, there should be no classes at school today, right? No more. Is this bratty junior starting to test and care about her? Before the smile on Shen Wenwen's lips spread, she heard Yi Yang's cold voice, then my assistant work should be over for today. Goodbye. Shen Wenwen was stunned. The stinky junior doesn't want to see her that much. Snort. I bought her a couple's outfit just now, hugged her, and secretly wanted to kiss her, but now I pulled up my pants and refused to recognize her. Scumbag. They clearly invited me to live together, but they still insisted on refusing to welcome her, plain hard to get. How annoying. Bing bingo. The man's magnetic voice brought her back to her thoughts, and Shen Wenwen's little mouth couldn't help but pout. Before she could speak, Golden Retriever threw himself into her arms with a whimper, and raised his head to look at her pitifully. Really? What kind of owner, what kind of dog? Smelly pervert. Even dogs are being used. The corners of her lips raised slightly. Junior, your Bing Bing seems to be very reluctant to let me go. Yi Yang. A shameful Golden Retriever. He just watched the golden hair flowing with hair, following Shen Wenwen, sitting on the sofa together, and was being combed by the girl. Junior, order some takeout. By the way, let me increase your prestige. No. Yi Yang subconsciously refused, and the girl chuckled. You don't need to call you every time you want me to find you, right? Yi Yang. He pursed his lips and had no choice but to walk over. As soon as I opened the prestige interface, the messages inside immediately turned red, and even the contact column was red. Yi Yang was slightly stunned. The girl's soft voice rang out, should you sweep me or should I sweep you? I'd better scan you. From the corner of Shen Wenwen's eyes, she saw the man's prestige interface turn red, and her sharp eyes flashed. After she finished speaking, she had already opened it and scanned it. Yi Yang clicked on the QR code before he could check the message, come on. Bite. Shen Wenwen looked at the man's interface without any trace, only to see him click on new friends, and a series of prestige pictures of girls waiting to be added. She couldn't help but tighten her fingers while holding the phone. Have to. So many women want to seduce the stinky junior classmate. I don't know how many women he has attracted in the past. Angry. Obviously he loves her so much. Is this the legendary separation of sex? Or is it that what he showed was just regular flirting skills? Shen Wenwen was in a turmoil in her heart, but she looked calm on the face. She directly transferred 100,000 soft sister coins. Yi Yang, you will be responsible for my living expenses in the future. Shen Wenwen explained coldly. Is this what it's like to be taken care of? I can only say that food and living expenses for female celebrities are too expensive, right? Seeing Yi Yang's stunned look, Shen Wenwen smiled contentedly. Snort. To do it, you have to be the most special woman. Come to think of it, he has dumped money on him a lot, but this is the first time he has been dumped by a woman, right? Yi Yang silently accepted the money, feeling a lot of emotions in his heart. If he had such a rich woman to support him in his previous life, would he die because of 007's blessing? Seeing Yi Yang frowning slightly, a trace of pride flashed in Shen Wenwen's eyes. TSK. This stinky junior is really trying to get by. He said he was leaving, but in fact, he didn't even move. Why didn't he just order her dinner obediently? She took out her mobile phone and scrolled through the prestige chat dialog box leisurely. At this time, a group message caught her attention. Chapter 24. Lie down and wait for me to come back. Middle-aged girl group. Lu Lv Song Chong, Goddess Wenwen, is this the junior student you think of and can't sleep in the middle of the night? Shen Wenwen looked confused. She scrolled up and saw a fighting video. On the static interface, the man's face is tilted sideways. His tall nose bridge and resolute outline form a strong visual impact. He is as handsome as a Greek statue and confuses all living beings. In addition to being stunning, he is also stunning. She clicked on the video with trembling fingers. The romantic music slowly sounded. Shen Wenwen was startled and hurriedly pressed mute, but her eyes were completely attracted by the video picture. The majestic man in the video is holding a thin girl in his arms, and his slender fingers are holding the girl's slender waist. His whole body exudes a noble and elegant temperament, especially his pair of black gemstones. The sparkling eyes make people fall in love even more. The depths of their eyes are full of tenderness, as if they are protecting the most cherished treasure. Shen Wenwen's heart beat wildly. The junior student really loves her, his eyes can't deceive anyone. I am so happy to be loved by such a perfect boy. Qiu Shuizhenjin, you, I suspect you are speaking without thinking. Wenwen is a cold goddess, and she will definitely not behave like this in public with a man. Do you think every girl is like you? Lushan Green. Lushan Song Song, what's up? Are you attacking me personally? It's the first time Wenwen falls in love with a boy, so it's normal for her to lose control, right? Besides, this junior is so handsome. Actually, I am not dirty. Wow, this brother is so handsome, his appearance is YYD's. Please give me his contact information. Qiu Shuizhenjin, what's wrong with being good looking? It's said online that he's a dog licker. Xiao Wenwen won't like him. Actually, I am not dirty. Xiao Zhener, are you familiar with this little brother? Please give me some general information. Qiu Shuizhenjin, isn't it just the licking dog Wang Yiyang? There is a lot of information on the internet, do you still need popular science? Actually, I am not dirty, is this Yiyang? I haven't seen him for a semester. Is he so handsome now? Lush and green. Qiu Shuizhenjin. In fact, I am not dirty, he took my advanced mathematics course and failed it for 3 consecutive years. He looks so familiar. Lulu, Archie hides his secrets, no hide. If this handsome guy is not the younger brother that Goddess Wenwen likes, you can get close to the water, and you will get the moon first. In fact, I am not dirty, little Wenwen, come out quickly, at super invincible beautiful girl, I am not your little boy, so I hooked up with you. Looking at the latest message, Shen Wenwen's heartbeat stopped for a second. Snort. As expected, my stinky junior is very charming. These plastic besties also want to hook up with Woo Woo. She subconsciously wanted to reply, this is the man I like. But when her fingertips touched the keyboard, she remembered what Yang had said publicly dissing her at the freshman opening ceremony. Even a stunning beauty like her doesn't look down on him, let alone those fake girlfriends. She withdrew her finger weakly. Senior Wenwen, it's time to eat. When she was admiring the stunning beauty of her junior schoolmate in the Douyin short video, a man's magnetic voice rang out. She looked up and saw that the man had already placed 3 dishes and a soup on the table. His slender fingers were holding chopsticks, and he looked like a particularly good husband and father. Good. After dinner. Yi Yang ran to do the golden retriever's work, but no matter how he persuaded, the golden retriever seemed to have taken root and refused to go home. He was so anxious that he was about to raise his head to wipe the sweat off his forehead when the corner of his eye suddenly swept towards the girl who was walking out. When he saw this, his eyes widened. Beautiful. So beautiful. The girl is wearing a pair of white hot pants, revealing her long, straight, white legs. She wears a pair of pink slippers on her fair and round feet, which are extremely attractive under the light. The tip of his nose felt hot. Senior Wenwen, do you want to consider changing your clothes? The man's hot and almost scorching gaze made Shen Wenwen's body tremble slightly. She hummed softly. I'm at my house and I can dress however I want. Yi Yang. That makes sense. He couldn't refute it. As soon as he finished speaking, Jin Mao stood up and rushed towards Shen Wenwen. Woof woof woof. Shen Wenwen glanced at Yi Yang and said softly, Smelly pervert, do my legs look good? Yi Yang. Has been understood. Don't you want to be separated from me? The girl's delicate voice continued to sound, making Yi Yang blush. This delicate voice was really too much to bear. He coughed lightly and was about to say something to ease the awkward atmosphere when he saw the girl bump into the corner of the coffee table with a bang. Senior Wenwen, are you okay? Yi Yang hurried forward and hugged the girl's body, his eyes full of worry. My waist hurts. Just as Shen Wenwen secretly glanced at Yi Yang, he noticed the golden retriever's position and accidentally bumped into it, tilted to the right and hit the corner of the table. The severe pain filled the girl's clear eyes with tears. I'll hold you and sit down first. Yi Yang laid her down on the sofa and looked at her condescendingly. Senior Wenwen, let me check it for you. The force of the collision just now was not small. He was really afraid of getting hurt. Seeing the concern in the man's eyes, Shen Wenwen covered his injured waist and bit his lip gently, his eyes full of struggle. The location of her injury is so private. Do you really want to show a woman's waist to a stinky junior? If he accidentally goes higher, wouldn't she be exposed? Woohoo! What a shame. This position is no small matter. After Yi Yang finished speaking, he felt a little strange. The two had only known each other for 2 days, and it was really inappropriate for them to be so intimate. But this little girl seems quite confused. He coughed lightly. I'm afraid you hurt your bones, you. The man's voice was magnetic and powerful, with a power to soothe people's hearts. Shen Wenwen bit her lip gently. One word escaped from his throat, okay. With the girl's permission, Yi Yang opened her t-shirt on the right side of her waist, and so that her fair skin was covered in bruises, leaving deep scars. Hiss. Junior. Senior Wenwen, the injury is a bit serious. Do you have any medicine at home? Can I give you some medicine? Under the coffee table. Yi Yang looked up and said warmly, then lie down and wait for me to come back. After that, he turned around and walked to the coffee table. Shen Wenwen blushed with embarrassment. This stinky junior definitely did it on purpose. Woo-woo, she is really dirty, from her body to her ears. Now. Yi Yang didn't think too much. He was shocked by the girl's bruised waist. The scars from bumping into the corner of the table are so conspicuous, so if you use a little force when you are in love, wouldn't it be shocking all over your body? Chapter 25 Senior Sister, I will be gentle. Junior, hurry up. It hurts so much. The girl's soft and gentle voice sounded beside his ear, and a current surged through Yi Yang's head. Grass. He coughed softly, I'm coming. Lifting the corner of the girl's clothes, Yi Yang poured some medicinal wine into his palm. When he raised his eyes, he met the girl's innocent eyes like a deer. He pursed his lips. Senior Wenwen, it might be a little painful, I will be very gentle, just bear with it. The girl nodded. His big hand reached out to the girl, and as soon as it touched her, the girl screamed, "Arr! Does it hurt? Then I'll adjust the strength." Senior Wenwen, are you being gentler? Senior Wenwen, are you comfortable? Yi Yang was afraid of hurting the girl, so he gently rubbed her waist and asked her questions from time to time. After the pain passed, the touch of the man's rough and warm palms on her waist was particularly obvious. Shen Wenwen blushed with embarrassment. Woohoo! She was touched by the smelly junior classmate again. This time, I didn't touch her through my clothes. I took another step closer. It was so embarrassing. The man's palm seemed to carry an electric current, spreading along her waist and into her limbs. Senior sister Wen Wen. After Yi Yang said several words and received no response from Shen Wen Wen, he frowned. Could it be that this little girl fainted from pain? Just as he was about to look up, he heard the girl's hoarse voice, "Don't look up." Yi Yang. What? Is he worthy of just lowering his head and serving her? But the cold and stern voice made people shudder, and Yi Yang instantly felt gusts of evil wind emerging from his back. Really? The title Shen Wen Wen and the cold goddess is not a lie. Yi Yang, who was confused, didn't notice that there was something wrong with the girl's soft voice. After rubbing it for a few more minutes, Yi Yang said, "The medicinal wine is almost absorbed." Good. This time, Shen Wen Wen answered simply and neatly. She sat up and miraculously felt that her extremely painful waist had healed. You? A rich second generation like Yi Yang should have grown up with a silver spoon in his mouth, right? Why would you still give someone medicinal wine? How? Could it be that he didn't need it properly? Looking at the man's handsome and sincere face, Shen Wen Wen's heart skipped a beat. Why would you still do such a thing? Seeing his appearance clearly in the girl's big, clear eyes, Yi Yang suddenly realized that what he had just done was not like a rich second generation. He coughed lightly. "I like to learn skills when I have nothing to do, not to mention that this kind of thing is a routine operation." Hearing this, Shen Wen Wen's heart beat again. Wow. It turns out that the Stinky Jr. is still a treasure boy. The son of the richest man in Jiangcheng, a boy who was born with a diamond key in his mouth, can actually learn skills like massage. Isn't it so rare? The boy she liked was indeed different from the others. It would be a pity if he was seduced away by other slutty girls. Live together, you must live together. The relationship is confirmed. After finishing the last thing, Yi Yang looked at the time and it was already 8 o'clock in the evening. Senior Wen Wen, it's getting late. I'm going back first. I'll pick you up to go to school tomorrow. After he said that, he was about to pull Golden Retriever and leave when he felt a resentful gaze. When I turned around, I saw the girl's pitiful eyes. "Junior, my waist is injured. Are you comfortable with me living here alone?" "Yi Yang. What do you mean? I was serious when I said today that you would live with me during the 3 months of my assistantship." Yi Yang was stunned. Is this world so fantasy? Is this little girl really stupid or just pretending to be stupid? Don't you worry that I, a strange grown man, will live with you directly. He looked at Shen Wen Wen, and when he was about to speak sternly about this issue, his eyes inadvertently glanced at the girl's white and glowing body. She was lying on the sofa, her body slightly tilted back. Her figure was slender, as soft as a willow branch, and her long, white, snow-like legs exposed were even more alluring, as crystal clear as gelatin, as if they had just been shelled of eggs. Looking down from his point of view, he could even see the undulating mountains. Yi Yang couldn't help but swallowed his saliva. Junior, do you really trust me alone?" The girl looked at him pitifully with a pair of eyes as clear and moving as clouds and water, and her eyelashes as long as butterfly wings trembled slightly. No one could say no. Yi Yang felt dizzy. Oh my god. Chop him with a knife. Asking him to reject a beauty against his conscience is tantamount to killing him. Junior. Her lips are red and plump like rose petals, and their shape is beautiful, just like a blooming rose, exuding a charming fragrance. Yi Yang could hardly hold it any longer. He used up all his strength to utter a single word. No. He is definitely not a man who would be seduced by women. It would be strange for a woman to be so proactive towards a man she has only met 3 times. Sex is like a knife hanging over your head. As soon as he finished speaking, the girl stood up suddenly and hugged him. I knew you were the best, Junior. Yi Yang? Who is he? Where is he? What is he doing? The string that was tense in Yi Yang's head suddenly broke. Go on, suppress it. I have been single for 35 years. If I continue to refuse women, do I really want to become Tang Monk? The softness rubbed against his body, and the sweet fragrance unique to girls all rushed into his nose. Yi Yang didn't want to endure it any longer. A woman is so proactive, is she still a man if she is timid? He was about to counterattack, but the next second the girl suddenly let go of his waist and ran back to her room. The sound of the door closing with a bang exploded in Yi Yang's ears. Holy shit. You are fucking playing with me. Yi Yang slapped his forehead angrily. Can you have some backbone? You know that this little girl is deliberately trying to seduce you, why are you still tempted? This senior Wenwen is so bad. In the bedroom. Shen Wenwen slid down the door and sat on the ground. She covered her red and hot face, her eyes as clear as clouds filled with mist. Woohoo! I actually hugged my stinky junior. The man's hot masculine energy seemed to still remain in her nasal cavity. Shen Wenwen rubbed her face vigorously, and her face became tangled. Do you think that my stinky junior fellow student is taking too much initiative? How could I be so uncontrollable that I actually exposed my true nature in front of him? Is he scared? However, his body was so strong, and the hot body temperature almost melted her skin. If she could sleep with such a hot body at night, her cold would definitely be cured without medicine, right? Woohoo! Why is she so horny? We only met him for 2 days and already wanted to sleep with him. But when she hugged him just now, the stinky junior didn't refuse. He must also really want to sleep with her, right? How about she be more proactive? Chapter 26. Stay with me tonight. No. As soon as this idea came up, Shen Wenwen gave up the idea. Such a good man must be your future husband. Wouldn't it make him feel like he was just having fun when he was on the bed too fast? How could a decent woman be so wanton? However, she really likes her stinky junior classmate Woo Woo. After adjusting his breathing for a long time, Shen Wenwen suppressed all the excitement in his heart. She took out her mobile phone to check her face and found nothing unusual, then she straightened her clothes and walked out. The man's tall and handsome body was still standing there, and his back looked so broad that it was unbearable. I want to live there. Yi Yang felt it when the girl turned the door handle. He clenched his hands that were hanging by his sides. Smelly senior sister, let me see what other tricks you want to play. Anyway, I'm a rough guy and you won't suffer. Yi Yang warned himself silently in his heart. He wished that Shen Wenwen would have more intimate contact with her. She didn't have a very beautiful body. The behavior just now was brought to the door by Shen Wenwen. There is no way he can be blamed. Even if this little girl wants to make a fuss and accuse him, she still. Before he could clear his thoughts, a girl's cough could be heard behind him. Is this a posture that really requires an army to be held accountable? Junior, As soon as the corner of Shen Wenwen's lips moved, she saw Yi Yang turning around. The man's face was so handsome that she almost bit off her tongue. Woohoo! It's just that the smelly junior student was so charming that she forgot what she wanted to say. Seeing the girl's strange expression, Yi Yang frowned slightly. What's wrong? Junior, let's sleep together tonight. Holy shit. Yi Yang almost suspected that his ears were malfunctioning. What the hell? Shen Wenwen blushed when she said it. Word days. How did she say what was in her heart? Seeing the man looking at her hesitantly, Shen Wenwen felt that her cheeks were so hot that they were about to explode. You just promised me. Yi Yang was confused. When did he agree? Junior, you stay here tonight and stay with me. Oh my god. Shen Wenwen almost wanted to scratch his mouth. Seeing that the corners of the man's lips were curling up into a half smile, she was so embarrassed that she hurried back to the bedroom. In his previous life, he was used to seeing cold and distant women. In this life, Yi Yang looked at Shen Wenwen's cute and charming appearance, and his original annoyance disappeared. Isn't he this little girl so cute? He was not a stupid person, so he could naturally understand what Shen Wenwen meant. The words he originally wanted to refuse were stuck in his throat. Brother system. Bite. Host call detected, what's the matter? A bit of darkness flashed in Yi Yang's eyes. Shen Wenwen wanted to invite me to live together, but I firmly refused. But during the conversation, she seemed to have misunderstood that I would stay overnight. She has run away now. It seems ungentlemanly for me to leave directly. Otherwise, should I stay? Probably not. Was he convicted of dog-licking behavior? I firmly reject the behavior of dog-licking in my heart. The system was silent for 3 seconds. Bite. After system review, their host has clearly refused to live together, and staying overnight tonight will not be judged as dog-licking. Have you ever explicitly refused to live together? Yi Yang was slightly stunned. When did he explicitly say no? His mind was shaken just now. Bite. This system detected that when Shen Wenwen proposed living together for the first time, their host resolutely refused and left on the spot. It was a very good job. The system recognized the host's behavior and hoped that the host would continue to do so and insist on refusing the dog licking behavior. Yi Yang. A great doubt arose in his mind. Could it be that this system can only be monitored based on superficial behavior, and is extremely intelligent that has not yet been developed? Wouldn't that be great? From now on, he only needs to do superficial work. Receive. Yi Yang immediately agreed. I will definitely keep your purpose in mind, brother system. After ending the call with the system, Yi Yang sat down on the sofa. Without worries, why not start living together with a celebrity senior? Thinking of the girl's sweet fragrance, Yi Yang felt happy. That luxurious villa has always been there, and a top-notch beautiful senior student like Shen Wenwen who takes the initiative is hard to come by. Yi Yang has always been careful with his budget. More importantly, before he committed the crime, there were countless opportunities to be intimate with her. In the bedroom, Shen Wenwen threw herself on the bed and covered her head with the quilt. Woohoo! What a shame! She actually revealed her innermost secret to the face of her stinky junior classmate. What would he miss her? After rolling several times on the bed, Shen Wenwen sat up again. Stupid junior fellow student likes me so much that I even invited him just now. If he really can't wait to knock me down, should I obey or not? So scared. Shen Wenwen's little face turned red. She quickly took out her phone and posted a message in the middle-aged girls group. My favorite is the stinky junior, at luxurious green, little bait, what preparations do you need for your first time? The news immediately exploded. In fact, I'm not dirty. Little Wenwen, is that who I think you are? Qiu Shui Jinjin. Lush Tsongkao, Goddess Wenwen, are you already going to start a great cause for mankind with your stinky junior? Congratulations. Qiu Shui Jinjin, Xiao Wenwen, don't think too hard. A stinky man has no good qualities. How long have you known him? Girls who are too proactive are easily hurt. In fact, I am not dirty, little Wenwen, you have to think carefully, is that smelly man trying to force you? In fact, I am not dirty, don't be afraid. Tell me your location and I will run over to save you immediately and chop this piece of shit into pieces. Qiu Shui Jinjin, 1. Qiu Shui Jinjin, don't think about bullying my little Wenwen. Lu Lv Tsong Chong, don't get excited, you too. Who can threaten Goddess Wenwen? She was born in a martial arts family. Qiu Shui Jinjin, smelly men have many tricks. Goddess Wenwen is so cold and aloof. How could she want to have a relationship with a stinky man if she wasn't forced? Actually, I'm not dirty, eat melon. Lush and Lush, eat melon. Seeing that the three of them had been sending messages for a long time but still no key points came up, Shen Wenwen's handsome brows furrowed. HMPH, they are indeed plastic sisters. Her slender fingers tapped the screen neatly, and a message was quickly sent out. But the three sisters in the group were shocked. I like Junior Brother Stinky the most. I invited Junior Brother Stinky to live with me, and I even hugged him. He is so strong happy. Actually, I'm not dirty, living together. Qiu Shui Jinjin. Lu Lv Tsong Tsong, wow, Goddess Wenwen is nothing if she doesn't take action. Once she does, it's amazing. Qiu Shui Jinjin, am I crazy, or is this world a fantasy? Actually, I'm not dirty, I'm young and strong, do you have 8-pack abs? You're lustful and lustful. Lush and green, I am very interested in this little boy. A boy who can be liked by Goddess Wenwen must be special smiley face smiley face. Shen Wenwen looked confused. Chapter 27. Will they make a baby? My favorite is the stinky junior, the junior is mine, don't even think about it. Chop with a knife, chop with a knife. I like the smelly junior the most, tell me what you need to prepare for the first time. I heard the footsteps of the smelly junior. Lu Lv Tsong Tsong, seriously, so arrogant. Qiu Shui Jinjin. In fact, I am not dirty, condoms are the most important thing, otherwise there will be a baby. Lush Tsongkao, are she nice smile, I suspect you are doing bad things behind my back. Qiu Shui Jinjin, this occasion is not suitable for me to attend. Qiu Shui Jinjin, blocked. Shen Wenwen no longer paid attention to the next words. Her eyes were attracted by the three words, little baby. Woo woo woo. She didn't prepare TT. Will the stinky junior and her make a baby? Both of them are so good looking, so their baby will definitely be super cute, but I don't know who he will look like. So nervous. In the living room, Yi Yang's mind is very pure. He sat for a while, settled the golden retriever on the bay window, and went to the second bedroom to check the situation. TSK. Female celebrities are treated well when they go out. Any apartment the school could arrange for him would be bigger and better than the 60 square meter house he had worked hard to buy in his previous life. The bedspreads in the second bedroom are all new. Yi Yang didn't pay much attention to daily necessities. He sat down on the bed and turned on his mobile phone. When he added Shin Wenwen's prestige before, he noticed that his message bar was already 99, and even the newly added friends were all red. He first clicked on the new friend, which contained a series of pictures of beautiful women. Yi Yang's brows wrinkled slightly. Is it just to satisfy the psychology of this greasy 35-year-old middle-aged man? This world is so wonderful that it arranges beautiful women for him for no reason. Look at this delicate oval face, internet celebrity face, and all their beauty. For Yi Yang in his previous life, just looking at it would have been very touching, but now he has seen a man like Shin Wenwen, who is in the prime of life and beautiful. Come on, these avatars are simply vulgar. It wasn't even worth him to lift a finger to add. At this time, in the girls' dormitory, Lu Cha held the phone tightly. Her knuckles had turned white, but she didn't care. Her eyes were fixed on the screen, waiting for Yi Yang to add her as a friend. Yi Yang, you like me so much, you definitely won't forget me just like that, right? Lu Cha comforted himself. The online rumor that you and Shin Wenwen are together must be a lie, or you are just trying to provoke me, right? After being kicked out by Yi Yang, Chen Jun dragged her out and beat her up, insulting her with the most obscene words. Only then did Lu Cha realize that among the rich second generation, Yi Yang was the only man who treated her as a human being. She must win him back. Seeing that Yi Yang still didn't agree, she plucked up the courage to add it again. Yi Yang was just trying to see what big thing had happened in the dormitory group that could make them hit 99 in a row, when suddenly a new friend was added. Another beautiful girl's portrait. So boring. Yi Yang decisively set his prestige to refuse anyone from adding him. How can I, a young master, be a man that vulgar women like you can add? Ding! The system detected that the host rejected the dog-licking behavior once, and the host was rewarded with a chance to draw a lottery. Would the host like to enable it? Yi Yang was confused. Refusing to add women as friends also means refusing to be a bootlicker? Don't be a bastard if there is a reward. He said decisively, enable it. Activation successful. Congratulations to their host for winning 130 million renminbi. That's it? Yi Yang, who has become a multi-billionaire, doesn't even care about this little bit of money. He curled his lips in disdain. Sure enough, he's not a good guy. Lu Cha, who was far away in the girls' dormitory, sneezed twice violently. She covered her nose and said, "You damn Chen Jun, I didn't scold you, but you dared to scold me behind my back." Chen Jun, who was kneeling in front of the wall and reflecting on his mistakes in the villa, also sneezed twice. Just as he recovered, he got slapped in the face. Chen Shun gnashed his teeth in anger. "I told you to face the wall and reflect on your mistakes, but you were distracted." Chen Jun. Yi Yang had no idea about this. He silently opened the dormitory chat group. At Yi Yang, have you gone to have sex with senior sister Wenwen? This guy forgets about his brothers when he has a woman. He's the typical one who values women over friends. Goozy, you say this because you don't have a woman. If you have a woman, you will forget about her faster than anyone else. Besides, senior sister Wenwen is so exquisite. It must be so pleasant to hold her. I dare to guarantee that Yi Yang will not take a shower tonight. Yi Yang is a very bad guy. He is afraid that we will stab him to death. He pretends to dislike the goddess, but actually if this video hadn't been exposed, we would still be kept in the dark. At Yi Yang, come out and start teaching, I'll pay for the tuition. 1. Looking at the recent chat records, Yi Yang was confused. What video? He typed a question mark silently. This small symbol immediately caused a sensation in the group. The three roommates chatted with each other, and were extremely excited. Those who didn't know the truth thought they had seen their long-lost mother. Yi Yang stroked his forehead. What video are you talking about? You didn't look through the chat history. Fatty, you are stupid. Yi Yang must have just finished his work. How could he have the time to look through the chat history? Yi Yang. Someone explain it. The fat guy Li Chi immediately sent a video and a message, "Yi Yan, you are famous. A lot of girls on the internet are shouting that they want to marry you. The most important question is the person you are holding in your arms senior sister Wen?" Yi Yang didn't read the message, he just clicked on the video directly. The romantic music accompanied by the beautiful scene of a princess hug made his eyes light up. This little girl looked so cute in his arms, a tiny little thing, just like a cute little rabbit, and the most important thing was, "At Yi Yang, get out now. At Yi Yang, you're not really hugging senior sister Wen, are you? At Yi Yang, have you two progressed to the bed? Yi Yang." Yi Yang's phone kept vibrating and he was annoyed. He turned off the video and saw that his roommates were going crazy. He typed out a line of words silently. "I discovered something. Is senior sister Wen really beautiful? Yi Yang, are you finally not blind? Senior Wen's looks are definitely tens of millions times better than your ex-girlfriend's. I thought you just liked girls like Lu Cha." Looking at the message sent by Guzi, Yi Yang's mouth twitched fiercely. Have to. He has no way to get rid of Lu Cha. No. Yi Yang raised his eyebrows slightly. The guy in the video is so handsome. This appearance is enough to kick Daniel Wu and punch Edison Chen. What do you think? These 4 lines of words made the 3 roommates in the dormitory drool with anticipation. Damn. I've seen narcissistic people in this day and age, but I've never seen someone as narcissistic as Yi Yang.